Oh yeah, I should just cover that up for now. Oh, 1 minute. That's bad. Bad start. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Ooh, how are we doing? Sunday night. What's happening? Mickey Mouse is in the house, supporting straight away. Hello, Mickey. What do you think of a new studio? It's not finished or even started yet. But we are in a new space. Bit off-center. Could have done better with getting the sofa in the center. Looks like a mess. There's a cat. Hopefully that's entertaining enough to stick around. Hello, Eric. How are you? Greetings. Callie's settled in well. Little Calico. So we moved into a new flat yesterday. Said new flat. And Calico took it in her stride. And CT7 shat himself and hid for fucking 12 hours. Which I didn't think was very impressive, but that's fine, CT7. If you're a little pussy, you can be a little pussy. Yeah. I don't think I meant to do that. Hey, Convoy, how are you, buddy? I've even had a shower. I think this is the first time I've ever had a shower before a live stream. And I've still got devil horns. That's what happens when you have a double crown, I think. Or if you're just a devil, one of the two. Evening, Tom and the cats. Hey, Liz, how you doing? Hey, Johnny. And Fran on it says hello and includes £3 with it. Thank you so much, Fran on it. All right, I don't know what's going on with OBS tonight. There's no reason why we're not on OBS. I've not had any help from Daddy either. I've done all of this myself. Hence why it's off to the side and not centered. Crazy. When I go on OBS, it has the camera as if it's on that table there, because you can see all that. But there's no camera on that table. Very strange. But if I take it off OBS, then the camera is where the camera is. So it's almost spooky. It's almost spooky how it's as if it's on that table. It's not. Hello, CT7. Are you getting involved in the live stream now? CT7 would like to say hello. So last night, yeah, this room, this flat is separated still, but there's a gap in the ceiling. So there's not much point closing the bedroom door. So I left it open. And both the cats came onto the bed. It was so nice. Like, we've just slept together all night. Super chilled. Like, they weren't climbing all over me like last time. Really nice. Like, just sleeping with two cats, man. And Callie is really pervy, which I understand is quite unusual for a cat that size, a kitten. Honestly, Callie, I mean, they're both special. These cats are amazing. These two cats are incredible, the two that left. But Callie is such a special cat. And I don't want it to sound like I'm doing down CT7 because he's amazing too, but Callie's out of this world. Like, Callie's just outrageous. Like, the level of purr that comes out of her and play and love and connection and just beauty, like just physical beauty. Like, she's just incredible. Okay, this isn't great for my back. Oh, we've got a new sub. Hello, Ian. I'm a new sub. Where are you now? I'm still saying, I think I'll be here for ages, mate. It's not really a traveling channel anymore. It's just a Tom's a dickhead and let's all laugh at him channel. Getting doggy daycare daily sun flashbacks. Presumably something to do with the amazing business that I used to run that made me very rich. Are you in the same building? Yeah. I've moved 2 apartments down. And I'm pretty sure it's the right move. It's a funny one because the view is definitely better. But I don't actually see it. When I'm sat here, I don't see it. If I'm sat on the table, which I never am, unless I'm doing YouTube stuff, which I hate and try and do as fast as possible and never sit there, I don't actually see it. So I need to tie back these curtains. Why? I mean, why ever even curtains? I don't know. People tell themselves that they want to block out the heat in Cambodia and stuff, but, you know, the view, like, stop being so silly. So for me, I'd like to get rid of all these curtains. But I appreciate it's rainy season and it's easy for me to say that. But you know, like most people live with the curtains closed. Like, I mean, even Lee has his curtains closed all the time. Now he's on the bottom floor, so it's a bit of a privacy thing, even though he doesn't seem to. Anyway, let's not talk about someone else. But everyone here has the curtains closed. So it's probably me being stupid, but I think we're all just fucking zombies. I don't. So I'm going to tie the curtains back, and then I'll be able to see it all. It's also more noisy. And I thought I'd got to a place where noise didn't affect me as much, and I definitely have. Like, it definitely doesn't affect me as much. But I'm super miserable. And I've woke up feeling a bit better, but the last 48 hours have been hell. So obviously noise has been bothering me again. Oh shit, I haven't got my laptop plugged in. Oh, it doesn't matter, it's only there. Let me just rectify that. Oh my God, I so nearly didn't post a video yesterday. I was so resistant. I didn't even set them up till about 5 p.m. my time. All day I was like, I'm not doing it. But I was like, it's Sunday, it's a prime time day, come on. And I'm just so determined to get English Refugee up today. But I fucking slipped in another video yesterday. I slipped in that why I gave up my sobriety. That was never meant to be an English Refugee video. But I just thought after the extreme reaction to the angry series that we've had, I thought it would be good to put that in. But then I didn't watch it back, but I just ended up watching the last couple of minutes, and I'm there like, and you demons in the comments. I'm like, oh, that's not going to help. Oh, well, I posted it anyway. So we didn't really make any progress yesterday because I snuck another video in. But anyway, 2 more today. We are catching up, man. We're only, it might be slightly more than 2 weeks behind now. It's 28 videos I've got to share, so it is 2 weeks. But obviously, I'll be recording another 14 in that time. It just feels never ending, but we are really catching up. Like, we really are going to be up to date soon, which will just be amazing. I can't wait. I can't wait for it to be up to date. Hey, Debbie, how's it going, my love? Where's my shout out for the new sub? How am I supposed to know? It doesn't tell you when you get a new sub. You're just a number, I'm afraid. I know you like to feel all important, but you're just a number. The only way I would know is if you had a lot of subscribers and then you'd go into this special section that I never even look at anyway. So no, you're not important, but you are appreciated. Timothy, when did you discover you were a guru? What stage in life after the DDR fiasco in Thailand? So obviously when I say I'm a guru, I'm just playing with plebs like this. Of course I'm not a guru. I'm a guy who's doing the work and displaying that. And I'm not even saying I'm doing a good job. I'm just doing what I'm doing, and I'm willing to show it up. Even when there's lots of plebs in the world like, oh, sorry, should put someone else on the screen when I'm saying that. Even when there's lots of, let's try and make it a bit less. Even when there's lots of repressed people who will never understand it and only ever be able to project onto it. Hey up, mucker! Look, my mum is in hospital. I got neck injury and I can still crack a smile. Ah, fucking hell, Andy, what a man. What a man, what a shining example of masculinity Andy is. Andy's going to have some fish and chips and a Carlin later. Cheers, Andy, good man. Good point. Majority of the undead abhor the light. Those that hide are afraid. Absolutely. Like, I'm doing a terrible job, but at least I'm happy to display it all. Can you imagine this little mouse of a human being ever doing anything authentic and real at all, let alone putting it online? Let's not read any more of that person's plebby. Do they need blocking? Is it when you, yeah. That was a great moment. Like, they tried to shame me for a moment, for a video. The first video, we got 100K. Like, of course, that was a great moment. Very proud of that. Something you could never achieve. What's your best moment? When you got a raise to 21,000 for being a slave? You fucking slave. Oh, I failed already. 9 minutes in. Ah, fuck it. I mean, I just think name calling is great. Buffering. Well, obviously, I can't do anything about that. So we either end the stream or we just keep going. Rupert Lowe's totally exposed now, isn't he? Oh my God, do we still have... Andy's been asked by the CIA to ask if it's warm there. Mate, it's fucking boiling. So it's rainy season now, so it's the best time of the year, the coolest time of the year, and I still can barely go outside. It's so hot, man. It's so hot. It's a real struggle for a Westerner. You do acclimatise, and I am acclimatised, and I've got better. I've been here a month now, almost. And I'm just thinking about the last conversation I had with Lee was, I'm never YouTubing again. I'm not posting a video again. And then since then, he's seen English refugee, Tom GreatoreX. Tom GreatoreX is live streaming across 3 channels. Hi, Lee. Well, I was going to say never listen to anything I say, but Lee already knows that. He knows me better than I know myself. Oh, fuck off. I've got a coffee, silly one. Something crazy happened with the camera lately, like, very strange. So that's why we're not on OBS tonight. I think I was banging on about something. Oh yeah, it's so hot, man. It's the only downside. Well, I mean, you know, I suppose there might be a couple more, like when you're comparing it to the West. But really, the only downside I can think of is it's so effing hot. Like, just crazy. On the whole, I suppose it's better than weather in England, but I like the seasons. I have no problem with the weather in England. It's just the sky spraying that I have a problem with. Okay, that's good news. Not buffing, apparently. Number 7, what? Yes, I didn't get to 10 minutes, but that's fine. It's just the title. Let's not get too caught up on it. Let's not judge and shame ourselves. And to be fair, they are a complete pleb. So I think it's when it's... let's try and get a better definition on this. Yeah, I would like to get to a point where I don't call anyone a name. That is what we're working towards. But I think there has to be some leeway given to when they come on and try and shame me. I mean, obviously, this person can't shame me because they have the IQ of a bioweapon. But yeah, this 80 IQ. But yeah, it's fine. I'm very happy with myself and how I show up in life. Of course, improvements are always being made and are very welcome. Pretty sure this one might need to go as well. Oh, I don't know. I mean, he could be. Oh yeah, nah, he's boring, aren't he? Isn't he? Hard man, so am I. Oh my God, Fender Matt. I've not seen him for a while. Has he got? I think he's created another profile. Thumbs down. Oh no. The insignificant vaccinated office worker has thumbs down me. Oh, what would I do as a powerful free YouTuber? Okay, now I'm being a dick just to piss off Fender Matt. How long until you're in the office, Fender? What time is it for you? 9 p.m. Oh, 9 hours until you're in enslavement camp. How many jib jabs? Are you going for another booster? He's disgusting. I've blocked him so many times, so let's just get him blocked. Ban. I'm not talking about you, Andy. I'm talking about Fender. But Andy's spamming the chat with low IQ shit, so we'll probably put him in a timeout soon. Would be, oh God, yeah, he's really bad, really bad. I think he needs blocking, but for now we'll just put him in a timeout, see if he can calm down and grow up. Very unlikely. God, can you imagine being so dumb that you think stuff like that's funny? I think Gary Glitter's in the Philippines, isn't he? I could be wrong, I'm not sure. I think he's in the Philippines. Oh, didn't he die? Didn't he go, I mean, didn't he end up in prison? Oh, I can't remember, I don't know. Hey up, Mega Husky, thank you for your support. Mega Husky is a member. It's going all right, I think. A bit better. I've definitely woke up in a better mood. Yesterday was horrendous. I just wanted to die. Who's been blocked? I've just blocked Fender Matt, yes. Oh, this is fucking pointless. Oh, God. If you are happy, I will set up an official WhatsApp group for this channel and send invite links to the subscribers. No, you won't. Why would you be my official WhatsApp group person? I don't know who you are, Ron. If I want a WhatsApp group, I'll set up a WhatsApp group, and it will be nothing to do with you. Don't be so stupid. Gary Glitter, supposed to be dying. That was months ago. Now he's facing new charges. Oh, okay. I mean, he's going to be dead very soon, surely. I mean, it's just crazy that he's not in jail, really. I mean, he's very obviously a massive, has a massive issue around children. But, you know, you wonder if, I don't know, I've not been out here long enough, like, I don't know, well, I don't know, how am I going to find out? But yeah, I imagine that if you have that amount of money, then there are certain countries that just let you do that sort of thing. I don't know, I mean, and I imagine that's what was happening in the Philippines until it got too high profile and too much light was shone on the Philippines and they had to do something about it. But, you know, you probably can just pay the, I don't know, you know, I have no freaking idea. But it just seems, you know, it seems that he stayed out of jail for way too long, put it that way. Nobody here wanting to grow. Yeah, I agree, but the ones that come in and hate, they're a different matter. Oh my God. It's not you, is it, Jamie? Can't be. Can't be. Somebody texted me a poem yesterday. Can't be. That's got to be a coincidence. Coincidences don't exist. What the fuck? That's a bit spooky. Oh, okay, Gary Glitter is in a UK prison and blind. Oh, right, well, that's what happens. Some would call it karma. I'm not going to because I don't know what it means. I have a vague understanding. The aim of a game would be to get blocked if you're, you know, a sad bastard, maybe. But really, what we're trying to do is create a conscious stream where we can all share interesting stuff. But, you know, if you're still that pathetic that you want to just be pathetic, then, yeah, you'll get blocked. And if that's your aim, then great, well done. Let's not do that on the sofa, ZT. I really need to get this sofa covered now. It's getting, you know, I need to do it. I don't want to. I really don't want to. Hello, Anu. There's no house hunting. I've moved. So I've moved into the best apartment in the complex, in my opinion. And yeah, unless a noisy neighbor move next door. I mean, I'm hoping Helen's going to move next door, but it's just whether she'll get here in time. The woman I did that live stream with. And then, yeah, I can't see why I'm going to leave, really. I just can't see why I'm going to leave. I don't think I'd ever want to be in a contract over this. It would have to be a very special house. And then I suppose the only other thing is if they started building something in that field, then I'd leave. But I just, also it's too hot and I'm too lazy. I can't see it ever happening. I'm not even striving for it. I have already set it up though, and you won't have the time to manage it. I am working at the moment. Well, that's fine. I mean, if plebs want to join it, plebs could join it, but it'll be nothing to do with me. If you all just want your little pleb group where you all spaz out over me, that's fine. Obviously, I've not okayed it, so anything you do is without my wishes, is without my consent. So anything you do will be the act of a fucking hateful pleb. So only hateful plebs will join it, so you can all just hateful pleb out in there. Look at you trying to get attention off my back. How pathetic are you, you sad fucking... Only sad will join your sad group. You sad... It's honestly, it's the most pathetic thing ever. Like, you can't do it yourself, so you want to try and get some sort of value off my back. You want to be the moderator of the WhatsApp group. No, look at you. As if I'd have you as a moderator. You're a fucking spaz. Fucking disgusting human being. Absolutely pathetic. Like, the worst of the worst. The most vile. I've had this a lot as a way shower, as somebody who leads the way in life, as someone who makes things happen. I've had little cockroaches try and get some attention off my back before, and they're always the worst people. There's a reason why you want to do this. There's a reason why, and it's because you're a cockroach. You disgusting scum. And anyone who joins your group is also scum and has zero respect for me. I thought a Komodo dragon would have ate him in the Philippines. Okay. I thought they were only in Indonesia, over in the Philippines as well. They're pretty scary fucking beasts, aren't they? Currently in Siem Reap, Cambodia. Yeah, I'm not happy. I still haven't moved. Like, so when I asked him if I could move in a few days ago, and Hippie Landlord could not cope with it not being a perfect month. Like, it had to be a perfect month so he could work out with electricity. So that was okay, but you know, I was so up for it and I was so excited. This was before Lee gave me the slap and I lost the cat and everything went to shit. And then yesterday I did it because I had to do it because it was the day. And I've not done too bad. I've unpacked a few things. Not that I've got anything to unpack, but you know, basically when I moved in, everything was just fucking on the table. And you know, things have slowly found a place around the room. I've managed to, you know, when Lee came up yesterday, and I was just like, I can't do anything, mate. I can't even open my laptop. I was so depressed. And he was just like, all right, I'll leave you to it. And then, you know, so I was watching YouTube on my phone. Like, I couldn't handle the TV. I couldn't even handle my laptop. I was so done with life. And then as the day progressed, I think my phone was almost running out of battery. So I was like, come on, Tom. And there's no fucking plug socket near the sofa because Hippie Landlord. And so yeah, I managed to motivate myself to hook the laptop up to a TV, which I was really impressed with. Like, honestly, guys, this stuff usually takes me days or weeks, or I wait for someone else to do it for me. So that is progress. That is stepping into being an adult a bit more. Yeah. Who's Screech? Have I been screeching? Yeah, this is the thing. The kittens are so happy. They don't need to be outdoor cats. Like, I've totally let go of that now. That story that was possibly motivated by me not wanting to deal with cat litter, but the story certainly was that I want my cats to have a full life. I think the reality was I don't want to take responsibility and I don't want to have to deal with catching. But the story was I want them to have a full life. And they can have a very full life as indoor cats. And I think I'm ready to accept just 2 cats because it's just so good. I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to ruin the relationship I've got with these 2. Like, they're so good. Oh, just wanted to sneeze. Like the way we slept together last night. Like, I don't want to. Obviously, I would like twice as much of that, so 2 more cats. But I don't want it to. I just don't want to risk upsetting these 2. CT7 looks cool on the back wall with the light. Oh, wicked. Was he on the back? That's nice. So, I mean, really, I want the studio that way with the view. But I don't know. Maybe it would actually be better lighting ways this way. My ego obviously wants you to see the view. But this probably would make a better studio. And then, if you were on the last live stream, we discussed cat things on walls. And there was really expensive ones on Etsy. But I've realized I can just make my own. Like, I can literally just go and get a tree branch and just have that across the back. And then if it was a tree branch that had another branch attached to it that went up, and then on the top of that, I could put a basket. And then I could buy a scratching post and put it here. Make my own for the cost of a scratching post, basically, and paying someone to do it all, put it all in the wall for me, because obviously I can't do stuff like that. That would probably cost a £5. Obviously, I've got to check it with Hippie Landlord, but I think, I mean, obviously, I won't say to him, can I build a massive cat maze on my wall? I'll say to him, can I put some pictures up on my wall? And he'll go, yeah, sure. And then I'll build a massive cat maze. The BBC are reporting people are on death's door like Gary Glitter and Esther Ranson, then months later they are still alive. It's a distraction. Yeah, it's not. I mean, with all the I mean, I totally agree with you. Anything on the BBC, anything in the news is definitely a distraction. Like all of it. Even if they were telling you the Them Every Time Club or the Them Every Time Club, it would still be a distraction. Like literally everything on there is a distraction. And I think the Them Every Time Club is real and a distraction. Everything's a distraction. So this shit definitely is. But also, like, who cares? I mean, if you're still watching the BBC, I'm not saying, I know you won't be, Phil, but like, those that are still watching the BBC, I mean, they're just fully distracted. Like, I mean, they could put anything on there. It's Plato's Cave, isn't it? So, and they're just never going to stop watching it. Remember that we don't live on the surface of a rotating oblate spheroid that's mostly covered in water. Hurtling through is so funny, isn't it? Hurtling through an infinite vacuum on a plane's godless journey to nowhere. Strange days, peace. I watched a really good short video on vacuums and what happens to, I think, liquid in vacuums. Basically, I can't even remember. I think it boils. But basically, yeah, if what they tell us about space is true, humans could never be in space. Their blood would either boil or explode within a second. I think it was boil. It's just ridiculous. And they show liquids in vacuums. Like they put a Coke can into a vacuum and it fucking explodes. I think it boiled. I can't really remember. I didn't even really watch it. I just remember seeing something and being like, oh, right, yeah. Of course, more absolute evidence for the already proved complete lie that is space travel. I know, why would I even want a WhatsApp group? Can you imagine? As if this isn't enough, as if live streaming for 3 hours every night isn't enough of a connection with my audience, as if I want a WhatsApp group. Hey guys, let's all chat. Let's all just chat. Fuck off. Sad bastard. It also comes from the assumption, like, you know, obviously he gets no attention. So he assumes that one wants attention. But like when you've had loads of attention, you're like, no, I'm good, thanks. Like, as if I want to just be chatting all day. Like, no, don't be stupid. I'm happy to do it for 3 hours a night in the hope that I get some shekels. And I enjoy it. I do enjoy it. But as if I want to be like a WhatsApp group, oh my God, I couldn't think of anything worse. He just has no perspective of what it's like to, you know, one, receive attention and two, be a YouTuber. No, we're not fucking, like, yeah, we are attention whores, and that's how it starts, for sure. I'm an absolute attention whore. But it doesn't mean I want pestering fucking non-stop. I want to have some obligation non-stop. I want to have to listen to noise non-stop. Like, no, of course not. I'm so stupid. What a desperate, pathetic man. Right, it's definitely not Jamie. I knew you were Jamie. I don't know what poetry you're talking about. So enlightened, let's actually use its actual definition rather than your spaz-tard one and what I had until 2 days ago. Enlightenment literally means to enlighten the load. And I have definitely enlightened the load a lot compared to the massive load I was carrying in my 20s and 30s. You never asked me to be a mod, that's begging. You don't, I mean, I don't even understand the thing, the comment. You never asked me to be a mod, that's begging. To me, that doesn't make sense, Mickey. So that's probably why I haven't asked you to be a mod. I like you very much. I appreciate your support. You seem like you're a lot of fun. But I've never looked at you and thought, oh, that's a moderator. Also, I don't need moderators. Like, why would I need moderators? I don't know. I mean, apparently Debbie did quite a lot of slaying the other night, so maybe I do need moderators. I've had a very bad experience with moderators. Debbie is literally the only good moderator I've ever, oh, and Lee, of course, is the only good moderators I've ever had. You know, the majority of them have been very bad. I mean, the last two were just horrendous. Grid Shifters and Albers did a terrible job. The first two were just entitled and needy, but did a good job. And then Grid Shifters and Albus were actually like egoic in their performance. It was really bad. And then, yeah, I mean, Debbie's just spot on. Like, it's so hard to find somebody that is willing to be a moderator, but isn't so egoic they'll then get defensive and moderate based on their offense. So Debbie, Debbie isn't the perfect balance because she doesn't really, she's too good to be a moderator. She don't really want to be a moderator, but she's, you know, supports me and the channel. So yeah, anyone who wants to be a moderator isn't really the sort of person you want to be a moderator in my experience. So I'm basically done with it. Yeah, I don't think I'll bother again. Unless it gets really intense in terms of spazzing out in the comments. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you so much. Be careful, you're on the verge of name calling. I'm pretty sure it happened. Cockroaches have been, oh God, we're not reading this plug. The landlord's face on the last video was priceless. Was it something like this? I can't do it, but oh my God, I love, you know what, as you keep seeing, hopefully as you keep watching, but like it becomes a real thing where it's like, knock, knock, knock. Hello, my friend. Hello. And then question, and he might even start doing this. And then after about a minute, he starts almost talking. And then we've got, right, sadly, what I'm not going to get in this apartment is I'm not going to get him just walking past and the random chats and the random dancing. Like, you haven't seen the random dancing yet. Oh my God, that's so good. So with my old flat, before Catgate, I had the front door open a lot. So he just wanders up here sometimes to check his rooms are okay, I think. And yeah, we get chatting, and I think that's been some very good content. I mean, there is the whole, like, there's going to be people who are just like, I can't tell what this guy's saying, and it's too long, and it's too much work. Like, to be honest, if I was watching, I'd probably skip through him. I'd find him too serious. But I think those that, you know, are a bit more connected with themselves and a bit more loving might actually, I don't know. I just think he's a good character. And we have had some very funny chats in my last apartment, which won't happen in this one, unfortunately. Hey, Hart. Hi, Tom. Do you have a PayPal? I'd rather send gifts through PayPal if YouTube takes a cut. Yeah, I do, Hart. And that is a really good idea because YouTube actually takes 30%, which when you're as generous as you are, really adds up and would make a huge difference. Yeah, obviously, I've just been so grateful for your support and so grateful for the fact that it is on. Of course, it would be better if it's on PayPal, but I've been happy for it to be on YouTube live streams. One, because obviously I'm just totally grateful and it's amazing. And also because it makes the live stream and it motivates me and all that. But it is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. The amount that YouTube is taking out of your generosity is ridiculous. I'm pretty certain my PayPal is /Thomas_greatorex. Thomas Peter greatorex. I'll put it in the chat. Thank you, Hart. You are obviously amazing. PayPal.me/Thomas Peter greatorex with capitals. Peter. Oh dear, did I spaz that up? Oh God, I'm still spazzing it up. PayPal me. Oh God. Thomas Peter. Oh God. GreatoreX. It's also attached to this email. If that's easier. Has that worked? I think that's worked. Bless you, Igor. Lots of love. Thank you so much. But there is a downside, because I imagine, well, I don't know what you're going to do. But, the downside is I won't be motivated to do live streaming. Although I suppose if you were to send me a donation on PayPal, then I could mentally be like, okay, so that's for the next. Anyway, that's putting expectation onto it, and there's no expectation. When it comes to you carrying on your generosity, there's just deep shock and gratitude every time you do it. Oh, we're buffering again. The show continues, and people still continue to watch the show. Why? Very silly. I believe using I statements helps one own their shit. Oh, it's massive. It's massive. It's just a game changer. When I went to my MKP initiation, that was a big thing for them, I statements. And it was the first time I'd ever really come across it, because obviously everyone in society doesn't take responsibility and uses we. I do it with my clients all the time. It's crucial. One cannot even begin understanding self until they're using I statements and taking responsibility, or starting to learn how to take responsibility, starting to learn of the concept of responsibility. Very good, Debbie. So Debbie is asking Lee if it's a bit quieter tonight because there's not a chair-dragging, selfish twat living above him anymore, which of course was GT7. Right, it's time to squirt some liquid out of my ass. I'll be back in a minute. Oh my God, I did the worst drag ever this morning. So there are people below me. They don't speak English and they're not part of the community that we have here. The common unity. They're not interested at all. I don't think they speak English. And the other day, he was drinking a beer at 7 in the morning, so I don't think they're one of us. And so obviously I've moved above them. And then for the live stream, to get the camera on the TV, the wire was only 1 meter long. It's a big ass unit that the TV's on. So I had to bring it forward a half a foot. This is at 3 in the morning. Well, it's very heavy. I don't think 2 people could even lift it. Maybe they could if they were proper men. 2 Lees could probably lift it. 2 me's couldn't lift it. So I did it side by side. Obviously, I'm on my own anyway, so it's just not an option. So I did the first side, and the second side. It was such a bad noise at 3 in the morning. It was short. It was only half a foot each side. Like it lasted a second. But my God, it's not what you want above your head at 3 in the morning. Sorry. Hopefully you drank enough beer last night to be comatose. Oh, shit. Did you hear any of that? Debbie, where was my text? I love how much you're all loving me. Why does my comment section do this? I don't get it. It's gone back up to the top. That just makes no sense. Just don't get why it's done that. Why has it done that? So we're back up to this spaz. Right, let's just go down. Right, let's go to Hearts, latest donation, and then we've got some sort of gauge. Right, there we go. Yes, absolutely, mate. Oh, Darius is setting up another WhatsApp group. Oh, thank you, Darius. Thank you so much. It's all definitely for me and nothing to do with you and your ego, is it, Darius? Another person I've never seen before and have no idea who it is taking it up on themselves to set up another WhatsApp group, another unofficial WhatsApp group off the back of someone else because they can't be their own person. Riley's in the house. That's good news. Phil Daniels would be an ideal moderator, presumably because he can make stuff disappear, I guess. Hopefully it is in the links. I am starting to put my general crap on live streams. Thank you, Liz. You're amazing. And I'm pretty sure PayPal will be in there. Getting Sticky Now doesn't seem to be able to work out if they're a hater or a lover. I'm pretty sure Getting Sticky Now has donated before. But then they're also getting involved with the communists. Interesting. Like a leaf blowing in the wind. Hi, Wiccan. I've checked, but all I see is Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee. So they're the only ones that are linked. I do need to link PayPal. I hate doing this shit. But it's definitely, I'm sure it's in the description. Or maybe it's not. But I think I have it. It's just / Thomas Peter @greatorex. And then there's, the email as well. Oh, sorry, this is all before I put it in the fucking chat. Oh my God, how boring. Sorry, this is all already been sorted, and I'm banging on about it again. Been watching you from day one, you maniac. You love cats, so all is good. Nice one. Cheers, mate. What do you mean by day one? You don't mean Thailand, do you? It's like all these people lacking up Andrew Tate's story as if it was real. Have you seen that the arrest is AI? Like his foot glitches and all sorts. It's just so boring, man. It's just so boring. Like, you know, stuff like that used to be interesting when you thought it was real. It is boring being conscious, isn't it? I mean, it's a relief. And like, obviously, like, yeah, okay, like you can start to enjoy just being and stuff like that. And it's definitely worth it. But, you know, I miss like being interested in Andrew Tate being arrested and stuff like that. Like, it used to be so much fun. But it is all just a lie, so it's probably best to know that. Yeah, it came early today, didn't it? Oh, so it was pretty solid, guys. It was pretty good, actually. It feels like energetically, you know, with everything that I've been going through the last 24, 48 hours, feels like that could be shifting based on my ass movements. So we're very solid and very stoic. Can a poo be stoic? If a poo can be stoic, that was a stoic poo. I thought Lee had a partner, a lovely lady from Argentina. Maybe I got it wrong. I'll let Lee answer that however he wishes to. Yeah, not really anymore. I mean, the flowers are gorgeous, but obviously you can see they're going black now. This is like they've passed it. But they are amazing. These flowers are amazing for 36 hours, and then they go black. But they're so cheap, I bet you can buy them every day. If you can go out in the sun every day. Yes, I was on the toilet and it was quite solid and not too smelly. Yes, no hands were washed. I went straight to my phone. How does that make you feel, Spastard? I remember reading, oh, don't forget, we don't wipe our bum out here. We've got the bum gun. I remember reading The Power of Now and learning about the ego and the pain body. I was fast asleep before that. I think it's most people's or many people's first spiritual book. It was mine. It was a game changer. I might have read The Alchemist before that, maybe. But that was the first time I was like, whoa, whole new reality opened up. I didn't wash. I don't wash. I have bought soap since I got cats. So when I handle meat or cat poo, I now wash my hands with soap. But when I squirt out of my ass and then use a bum gun to spray said ass, not so much. Look at how conditioned you all are and how inferior you all are, bless you. Not all. Those two. This one is massively inferior. Josh! I like Josh. How's Josh doing? Hey, Tom. Sorry to hear about beans. Yeah, I'd have thought beans was spelled with a Z, but maybe that's just me. I'm not the arbiter on, is that the right word? I'm the arbiter on how to spell beans, but that's just how I imagined it. I have a couple of cats and dread to think how painful that must have been. I hope you're all right. Yeah, I am all right. And it wasn't too, it was awful in the moment and as a responsibility piece and of course sadness over Beans itself, seeing her body, that brought up a lot of sadness in me. But I'm not going to make out that we had a fantastic bond. You know, I've had her for a week. She wasn't interested in being stroked. You know, I admired her as a beautiful cat. I was very happy to have her around. I was fond of her. But you know, fondness is as far as I can. You know, to claim anything more than that would be not be true. And I love CT7 and Kelly. I didn't love Beans. I would have grown to love Beans. I think by now I'd probably love Beans. But you know, CT7 and Kelly are very special cats. Beans was a standard cat. So yeah, I can't claim to have experienced lots of pain from the loss of Beans herself, other than, you know, all the responsibility piece and just the gruesomeness of it, and obviously the sadness of death, and the fact that I hadn't protected her like I should. All that sort of thing was pretty hard to handle. Cheers, Josh. Tom, how would you take how much would it take for the viewers to donate for you to spend a month living in India? Oh my God. Fucking hell. A month living in India, I don't think I could. I asked because I think it would make some hilarious English refugee content with noise. Yeah, it would make very good English refugee content. However, English refugee seems to have turned to hatred. Like I don't feel like I'm being watched by supporters anymore. I feel like I'm being watched by haters. So it would just give them way more ammunition, because I would obviously be a complete dick in India, because I would hate every minute of it. It's not aligned to my journey, so to do that would be purely for YouTube. It would be not for me at all. And it would also be a slap in the face of, I'll just call it my spiritual journey. Because everything that supports that is right here. And India is the absolute opposite of it. So it would be purely from ego. So I just don't think it's viable. So it would have to be a ridiculous amount of money. At least 10,000, but I'm thinking it might need to be more. And even then, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's worth it. I don't. Like, am I getting to a place in life where I can't be bought by money? I think I am. Like, I think I'm at a place in life where I value myself and trust my path more than I could ever be swayed by money. I mean, would I do it for 100 grand? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. Because it's not the money, like in your mind, I imagine, and just like my mind would have been, it would have been all about the money, and there'd have been a price that couldn't be turned down. And I suppose $1 million is that, for sure. But, and maybe 100 grand is, and maybe 10 grand is. But I don't think it is. Like, basically, I don't think I can be bought anymore. Like, I don't think, I'm too detached from material. And I'm too trusting that abundance is here and will continue to be here. And that doesn't mean I'm fully trusting. Like, look how I've shown up on live streams. That shows I'm not fully trusting, but that I'm trusting enough to not sell my soul like that. Now, at the same time, I have an ego that kind of wants to do it anyway, without you guys paying me. Not a month, though. You know, there's a part of me that would like to go for a week and get the content. But I don't think that part's big enough anymore. I don't think I care about YouTube enough anymore. And that's coming from someone who's completely addicted to YouTube and obsessed with it. But it's not my be all and end all. You know, I look at these other guys going around the world making amazing videos. I mean, I'm not knocking them, but I know the version of me that I would have to be to do that, and so I know where they're at, and like they're just completely, like, their life is their channel, and my life isn't my channel. My channel's a huge part of my life, and I have a huge addiction with it, and it's very hard to not get distracted by it. And I do get distracted by it. But it's not my whole life. Just 80% of it. Yeah, I mean, fuck me, a month, man. A month. A month with Poogies. Oh my God, it would be amazing content. It would be amazing content. I mean, I would just rip them to it. I mean, I can't stand Indians. I say that, when I went to India, I really liked it, and then, but I was a liberal. How come you're on earlier tonight, Tom? Usually it's too late for me. I went to bed early and woke up early. It's just what occurred. I think I was asleep by 8:30, 9 at the latest. And I can never sleep more than 6 hours, so here I am. I really didn't intend to go live tonight. I mean, yesterday I was toying with the idea of having a day off, like not posting any videos. Obviously, I couldn't do that because I'm a complete addict. But it's actually because I'm determined. I'm determined. It's partly because I'm an addict. But actually what it is I'm just so determined to get English Refugee up to date. I can't stand it being behind. And we're so close now, like it's 2 weeks behind. So if I just keep sharing 2 videos a day, then very soon it's all gonna be in sync. And I just think that matters so much. Like I was sharing a video yesterday or maybe 2 days ago on English Refugee, but I'm not in that energy anymore. Like I'm having all these deep chats with Lee and all these slow but deep shifts, and then I'm posting a video of me being a dickhead. It just feels awful. I can't stand it. And whilst I accept that I am a dickhead and there's a lot of truth in the comments and also a lot of projection in the comments, whilst I accept that's always going to be the case no matter what, I think the fact that the channels are out of sync really isn't helping. And I didn't realize how easily confused people are. Like it seems to be a real struggle for people to get their head around the fact that that channel's a bit behind in time. Like Arcadian Sticker can't even get it. Arcadian Stacker can't even get it. So if he can't get it because he's smart, then it's really serious. And I got somebody commenting the other day saying, I think it was one of my first Cambodia videos, and they commented saying, "Is this going backwards in time?" I was like, how have you got to that conclusion? Like, that's how confused people are. So I think it's really important, but it's like, no, this is today, and this is today as well. Don't worry. So you don't need to think. Just try and watch. If you can manage that without dribbling too much. Matt, thank you so much, brother. Who are you? Tell us about yourself if you wish. I feel like you're new, or you're certainly a first-time donator. Big love to Matthew. I'd like to know who you are. But you can remain in the shadows if you wish. It looks like you're chatting to Debbie, so let's find out who you are, Matt. Big love, my man. Thank you so much. I have no stickers tonight because we're not on OBS. Click on the arrows. It should bring you back to the current comments. Arrows? There's an arrow there. I don't dare click on it. Oh, God, that's just giving me some referral link. No, don't know what you're talking about, pal. Toe Cutter just loves Stephen because he can't understand Lee, so he's like gonna praise the one that, you know, he could mentally cope with. That's Paul Daniels, Tom. Oops. The comment about Phil Daniels being a good mod. Who's Phil Daniels? You said, is that because he can make people disappear? Context as requested. Thanks, Riley. I still don't understand because I don't know who Phil Daniels is. Is he a commenter? I don't know who Phil Daniels is. But yes, just to confirm, no one was talking about Paul Daniels, the magician that's probably dead now. Do you think YouTube is messing with your numbers? It depends what you mean. Messing with numbers to me would suggest that, let's just say 1,000 people watch and YouTube registers it as 750 or something like that. I don't think that's happening. I mean, maybe, but I don't see why. I'm small fry. I don't see why they'd bother with that. What I think they do is put me in what people call the banning of the shadows, but it's often said the other way around, without ofs and the's. So I definitely think that happens to me. In fact, you know, I'm certain that happens. It's a funny one though, because you know you feel like you're absolutely in the shadows, and then you put a video up in it and it does well. Like, it's very hard to work out. There's no doubt that aho.greatorex recently got chucked into the shadows. It may be out of it. I think my last few videos have just been good videos or entertaining videos or videos that people can project onto. So they've done, you know, my last few videos are all 1,500 or more, or around that mark. But it could just be a good videos. Now, there's also the fact that it's summer. I think that has a big impact. And then there's also the fact that I've shared my shadow a lot recently, and it's a lot for people, and a lot of people have gone into like total judgment. So I think there's a lot of factors as to why my YouTubers suddenly started doing shit. And then I'm sharing 2 videos a day on English refugee. Like there's so many factors. So English refugee was basically 2,500, 3,000, and then I started a video, and then I started sharing 2 videos a day, and it's dropped to 1,500. Well, obviously I'm splitting that between 2 videos. Also, I'm sharing content that's, let's just say, triggering, like more so than normal. Like you know, it's been, you know, bad recently, and bad. It's been very honest and very vulnerable recently, and obviously people have had a reaction to that because they can't do it themselves, and because I am a dickhead, truly. Like, you know, there's a lot of truth in the comments too. And then it's summer, and then you know, I've got 3 channels, and I'm live streaming, and then I also start live streaming at 3 hours a day at the same time. So of course, my views have dropped. Like, there's so many factors. So it could just be that. But I definitely, when I changed the name of aho.greatorex to the Enlightened R of the Tards, that definitely had a big effect on the channel, negatively. Lol. We're not talking about office work, Cutter. I know you have no concept of the other side. If you get anal damage from gay ramming, your bum hole is probably permanently wrecked. I'd imagine so. I'd imagine so. Prolapsing used to be my biggest fear in my 20s. I don't know if I mean, you would think that being bummed increases your chances of prolapsing, but I do remember reading that it doesn't. But you know, you can read anything, and that would have just been some liberal propaganda because they want everyone to be bummed. So yeah, like in my 20s, prolapsing was my biggest fear. I used to be obsessed with it. I very briefly had a group of gay friends, and it was basically because I worked with a woman who was part of this group. It wasn't, you know, I hated her. But I tried for a matter of weeks. And all they talked about was prolapsing. Like it was the in-joke, like prolapsing. Oh, he's going to prolapse. They were all terrified of it. But I've never met anyone who's prolapsed. I mean, I'm not like, you know, I've never been on for gay scene. I've never had gay friends. So I'm not really a very good barometer. But as far as I know, prolapsing isn't really a massive thing amongst gay people. Do you think Lee wants to bum you? No, of course not. Lee is straight and just not of you get to a point on this journey where you're not interested in just shagging or like randoms. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to speak for Lee, but what I can definitely say is Lee doesn't want to. I assume that is meant to say bum me. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's Sugar. Sugar's an interesting one because I like her in terms of her lives, but then the comments she leaves on the video, she's clearly a bit of a hater. I have all kinds of flowers down in my garden. I think she thinks she's enlightened as well, or you know, wise at least. I have all kinds of flowers down in my garden around my veggies. I have tons of seeds. I'd send you some when you get a place to garden some, and then just stuff like that. I mean, that's absolutely lovely. But I'm sure I've seen comments from her that really aren't lovely. But then maybe I need to, I think I'm too, like, this is a hater, this is a lover, you know? And actually, I think there's people who just react to each video based on how they, you know, how much the video triggered them. And they're not really in either category. They're just like, just assessing as they go, which is, I suppose that's flow and beautiful. So I think I think I like Sugar. I love Varley. They're so boring, aren't they? They're so boring. But this is the only perception they've ever perceived: boringness and stupidness and silliness. Just like this is another one, just absolute retardation. And they have no perspective of what it's like to actually communicate properly and to appreciate what this chat is really underneath their shit. But I do agree that plebs get bummed. Totally. It's definitely the pleb in me that likes to get bummed. I tried to get bummed yesterday. I got Vempo around yesterday and he lost his hard with a fucking condom. Couldn't believe it. Still wanted, we agreed $15 for him to bum me. And he couldn't bum me and he still wanted $15. So I was like, don't be stupid, I'll pay for your tuk-tuk, so fuck off. Fucking useless cunt. Also, he needs doing under the Trade Descriptions Act. Honestly, like, the pictures he has on the app, hot. In reality, not hot. Oh my God. Like, definitely needs doing under the Trade Description Act. And also, I've realized that Asians have worked out how to take pictures of their cocks at certain angles that make them look like they're not a shriveled up little raisin. And you think, oh, actually, this one is the 1 in 1,000 that hasn't got a shriveled up raisin. And he turns up and he's got a shriveled up raisin. And then when he tries to put a condom on his raisin, Asians don't seem to be able to use condoms. Anyway, that's how low I was yesterday. I ordered a Bentley. And yes, yesterday I was definitely in pleb mode, so I don't disagree with you. I think there's a YouTube channel which have been widely broadcast displaying to the viewers as having lower numbers. YouTube is messing with the viewer numbers. I have heard people talking about this, but why? You know, I can understand why they do that on Not Today Satan, for example. So definitely my last video, and Dino Bain said similar on his video about the Spain situation. Definitely they're not pointing that out. They're definitely only showing that subject to people's subscribers. I was really relieved to hear Dino Bain say that, because that one really knocked my motivation to post on Not Today Satan. When they slashed my pay to $1 per 1,000 views, obviously that affected my motivation. And then when I got a video, but I think the last time I looked at that, it was on 1,300 views. It's probably on 2,000 now, and that will be it. So I got $2 for that video, which probably took me 2 hours, 2.5 hours maybe. Yeah, obviously that's not viable. But then when I heard Dino Bain say that, I was like, oh yeah, of course. Yeah, it's, you know, try again, try another video that's not on that subject, and you might be pleasantly surprised. But it's still $1. It's still, you know, like even that video I did with Lee that got 15,000 views is $15. It's hard to motivate yourself for that level of, you know, little back. But I don't see why they do that to Tom Greatorex or English Refugee. Now, really, Tom Greatorex is the most dangerous channel. Like that's actually the channel that helps people. So I don't know why they don't target that one more. Maybe, I mean, maybe they do. Maybe they do. Maybe I'm just assuming that they just go for the. Yeah, I mean, everything I say on Not Today Satan, they want out there. So I don't see why they'd suppress that, but they do. Maybe to just make it look like they don't want it out there when really they do. Like it's all just a massive mindfuck, isn't it? Aren't you a lovely one? Your energy is so good. I bet you live in such happiness and joy. Bless them. Oh God, toe cutter is such a spaz. Such a retard. Okay, let's ban or time out. Well, time him out and let me know if you think he should be banned, because he definitely, you know, I'm not having people like Riley getting shit off the shit on the shoes, because toe cutter is the shit on Riley's shoe, without a doubt. I hated to hear that about Little Beans. It's messed up, but now you know what you got to do to keep the others safe. Yeah, I definitely do think there's something in Beans' life was sacrificed to teach me a lesson, essentially. And that lesson will result in the other two having a full life. Because I was going to let them out. They were going to be outdoor cats. And there's no need for them to be outdoor cats. It's ridiculous. Hello, Victoria. How are you? Good to have you here. I do think it would make for some great English refugee content. So this is India. I don't know how long Tom would last before possibly ending up getting into trouble. I mean, this is the other thing. I wouldn't feel like what I would want to do in India is be completely honest. And I wouldn't feel confident posting that footage while I was in India. Now, I don't know how, you know, it's not like it's a Muslim country. I'd imagine they're not as strict as Southeast Asian countries. I don't know. I don't know how they'd react, like, if you were in their country while it's posting that they all stink of shit. I don't know. But I'd probably not be able to post any content for that month and then have to post it all when I get back. So there's that too to consider. Oh, Victoria, you are such a lovely one. I'm afraid I don't have any hearts tonight. We're not on OBS. But thank you so much for your support, Victoria. That's incredibly fantastic. Thank you. Consistent support. Amazing. I might have to go and do a poo to celebrate. Right, let's ban this one. Oh gosh. When will we get the full story on what happened to your Thai hostel? Quite soon. Quite soon. Part of the stuff I'm going through right now involves that. So once the process is finished that I'm going through, I'm not talking spiritual, I'm talking practical now. I'll be able to tell you all about it. Yeah, so that's still not ended. Like there's a very good reason why I don't talk about it. And I would love to tell you all about it. And I will one day, and that day is looking like it could be quite soon. Yeah, I noticed that, Tom. I was surprised at the comment section in ER, what we're referring to, but it's gone really shitty. Tom, have you considered going to Kashmir in India? No. No. So the only place I think is potentially enjoyable in India is Goa. The south of Goa, I think, is potentially enjoyable. The rest of it is obviously just hell. So I'd imagine if I was to go to India, I would do like a night in, I can't even remember what any of them are called, but, you know, I'd do a night in 3 of their big cities. Mumbai. Oh my God, Mumbai is awful. I've been to Mumbai before, it's so bad. Oh my God, I just don't know how I did it. I don't know how I did it. You know, I'd probably do like 3 or 4 days in some big cities, and then I'd go to the south of Goa. But my pussies aren't there, Lee's not there, this gorgeous apartment isn't there, I'd be back in hotels. You know, I mean, the difference between living in a space like this and hotels is huge. I don't know if I can do the hotel thing again. Like whenever I think about going and seeing somewhere, I just think hotels, and I just can't. I just think as if I'm going to leave this space to go into a hotel. You know, if a channel was completely failing, maybe that would motivate me a bit. But at the same time, I think I'd just let the channel go. I think I'd just be like, oh, okay, so I'm not supposed to be a YouTuber. Okay, fine. And then there is also this vision, this, yeah, let's just stick with the word vision, of not doing English Refugee for much longer. Like maybe a year, maybe 2 years. But really, I would like to just make enough money off aho.greatorex and just do that. Because English Refugee is a lot of work. I'm also starting to see how much I sacrifice and how much I put expectation on others. You know, so for example, the difference in conversations with people on and off camera are huge. Like, really, I don't want to record any of mine in these conversations. In terms of, like, I'm very happy, like, when we sit down and we do a video, that's different. But in, like, you know, when Lee's just in my apartment and I'm here with a camera, like, that's not cool. And that's an expectation on Lee. Like, you know, I'm really starting to see all that. Like, to make the channel good, I have to sacrifice my personal relationships. And it's getting to a point where my personal relationships mean more to me than my channel. Also, English refugee is dangerous. It gives demons ammunition to report me to authorities and stuff like that. It means people know where I am. There's that as well. So do I want to be 50? You know, I mean, I'm 40 now and I act like a 20-year-old, or maybe even a 15-year-old. So it's been no problem because I have, you know, the responsibility of a 15-year-old. But now that I'm starting to mature, like, do I really want to be sharing my life with all these fucking internet people? No, not really. Am I willing to do it to earn a living? Yes. But once I earn enough of a living off my actual channel that I'm actually passionate about and actually serves the world and doesn't, you know, potentially screw up my life, then why would I keep doing English refugee? Well, it would only be ego. I'm not enough of the ego to keep doing that to myself. So my vision is to not be doing English refugee in a year or two anyway. Now, could English refugee transform into something else? Yes, absolutely. So instead of daily life vlogs, it could become more like standard travel vlogger videos, obviously still with Tomisms in there, but, you know, much more informative videos, like once a week or once a month or something like that. I'm sure the channel wouldn't go completely. I'm sure it would morph into something else, but this sharing my life on a daily basis and everything that happens in it, and everyone that's in it, that's not sustainable forever. I can see Tom purchasing a black market gun, wouldn't know how, and going on a spree in India. Just kidding, that's a projection. That's what I do. Sugar, the more I read your comments, the more I like you. Do you think you'll come back to the UK? I don't plan or anything like that. I just go with what happens. No, I don't think so. Obviously, parents being ill could change that. A Rupert Lowe government that would look good for a year or two before we realise that it's just a very authoritarian Orwellian government and still works for the same people, could change that briefly, maybe. But no. I mean, just look what's just happened to Europe, man. Like, do you realise how big that is? Do you realise what message that sends out to all of Africa? Have you seen the videos of Africans now running to train stations, running to boats? Since seeing that. So Europe has basically just told the whole world that we don't have borders, and that if you come in, you'll be met with cuddles and white women dancing. So guess what's happening? The whole of the world is now mobilizing. Like what you saw in Spain the other day, that's just going to be the norm every day. So there are parts of me that want to go back to Europe. However, I feel like since I got the cats, I've completely committed to staying with. Not necessarily for the cat's life, because obviously I can travel with them, but that would mean poisoning them. I don't really want to poison them. Some retarded people call that, you know, the V word, but it's poisoning. So I don't want to do that to them. So I guess I'm here. And also there's just, you know, I found out from a commenter yesterday with Cambodian experience in the great shambles that was COVID, that Cambodia was a pretty good place to be during those times. So I don't see any reason to leave. And the place that I kind of want to go to, so former Soviet states and maybe Eastern Europe, well, it's just getting invaded. Now, I don't think the former Soviet states are letting them in, but once Europe is literally Africa, which, you know, we're only 20, 30 years away from, then how long are those countries going to be able to keep the hordes out? It's not looking good, is it? Yeah, Mega Husky knows. Tom is fine where he is. Debbie knows. Debbie has some self-love and self-respect. She doesn't think going to India for a month is worth 10,000. Yeah, I agree. I think 100,000, I would have to start considering it. Don't put a value on your lifetime. All the good ones get it. And it's so, you know, it's this spectrum between materialism and self-love or flow, or the opposite of materialism, which I can't find a good word for. And where you're at on that spectrum. Like, so for most of my life, like, money was the only goal. Money was the only meaning in life. Other than like love, but that was attached to money because I could only get love through money because I didn't love myself. So, and obviously love it wasn't really love, but you know, it was what I called love. And so it's like, it's just, if you're on this side of the spectrum, then you're gonna think that I would do that. But if you're on this side of the spectrum where Debbie and Victoria clearly are, then you just know that there's no real amount of money that is worth sacrificing your journey for and your trust for. Like, it's, you get to a point where you realize that you don't need to chase money, that it comes to you based on how aligned you are. And that would be the opposite of that. That would be the opposite of trust. So I'm much more interested in gaining trust than I am gaining bits of digital numbers on screens, which are all just going to be taken off us in the next 10, 20 years anyway. Or become meaningless if we are on a beautiful timeline. I visited with a jumping spider in my yard today. I could see its little eyes just scanning the crap out of every move. I love it. I had a spider in my chips today, and it was kind of green. It was interesting. Yeah, a month was a bit much for sure, but it's not really relevant. What I just said is much more relevant. YouTube has lost its flavor. Yeah, there's a lot of people saying that. Yeah, I mean, we're moving into it's just getting this narrow, grey, boring bandwidth, isn't it? I'd love to be on Rumble. I'd so much prefer to be on Rumble, but there's just no money in it. I don't know how that shifts. I don't know. Presumably it's just about the amount of creators on there and it becoming the number one. But it's, you know, it's a massive, you know, it's going to take a long time for Rumble to ever be able to pay people. So until that day, then I'm not interested. But it's a real shame. You know, I dislike this platform, but I also am very grateful for it because it does actually pay a number of shekels that makes it viable. Just. and only really because of, you know, people like this. You know, the ads alone, if I was a complete slave, like I used to be, like 3 videos a day on Not Today Satan, the ads alone are just about enough to survive in Southeast Asia. But those people make it pleasurable and allow me to buy things like this for my pussies. Try to be the observer of your life instead of reacting to everything. Yeah, I mean, I'm all about that, mate. This is what the channel's about, what aho.greatorex is about. But admittedly, I don't do a very good job of it, so I can see why you would think I know nothing about it. I'd like to see Tom in Belarus. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the former Soviet states, right? I mean, that's exactly where I want to be. Georgia, Armenia, and Belarus are top of my list. But then I got pussies, and I met Lee. Afghanistan would actually be really interesting. Riley is cute, isn't she? Somebody else, I've got competition for Riley. Somebody else wants to lick Riley. Sugar, that's amazing because I was just Googling the jumping spider today for my daughter. They seem to be cute but creepy at the same time. It's like they have an awareness. The jumping spider, I know nothing of it. Debbie, should we just put Tom in Palestine at this point? Hey everyone, Tom, how you adopted 3 kittens. In your previous video, you talked about how much you love dogs and how much you despise enrichers for disliking them. Yeah, that's all still true. but it doesn't mean I don't like pussy too. Just because I like the ding dong doesn't mean I don't like the pussy. I'm open to pussy on my face. Right, let's talk about cats. So, yeah, I just adore them, mate. I just thought, well, they just got offered to me. So basically, I try and live my life with an openness and a flow and a surrender and a trust. So I basically just go with what happens. And nobody offered me a dog. No dog came into my life, and somebody offered me 2 cats. And then the next day, I found a cat in a bush. So it seemed to just happen. So I'm obviously not going to be like, no, I'm a dog man. I'm not going to listen to what God, self, universe is showing me. So now I have cats, and I can't say which one I prefer anymore. I just think they're both absolutely incredible. I just think they're both the best things in the world. Right now, I feel like I perhaps, well, I don't know, dogs are just so amazing, man. I would love a dog. I would love a dog. I still want to get a dog. I still want a dog to come to me. I don't want to get a dog, but if a dog comes to me, then sorry, pussies, we're having a dog. But honestly, it's so different. Like, they're so different, but they're just as good. Right now, obviously, I'm biased because I have pussies on my lap right now. But right now, I feel like I prefer cats. I feel like I'm becoming a cat man. But the reality is, I just absolutely love them both, and just want lots of dog and pussy in my life. What's the greatest lesson you have learned from your travels? What's the greatest lesson I've learned from my travels? Well, it would have to be the psyop. It would have to be how I fell for that psyop. The lesson is the gullibility. But actually the experience was incredible. Like, it took me to my deepest fears. I've had to process so much. It's been such a gift. It forced me through barriers that I would never have got through without the fear, without the belief that people were trying to kill me. So that, since I left England, has definitely been the most life-changing, transforming gift that anyone has given me. If I was to try and just think about a more travel experience, well, obviously going to jail in Thailand would have to be a big one. Losing 200 grand would have to be a big one. What about the recent travels? I think the noise in Vietnam taught me a lot about myself. It showed me my anger. I mean, the 3 big angry outbursts, and then meeting Lee. I mean, there's just so many. Like, does that answer your question? Fan on it. I love ER. The other YouTubers don't show realities of Southeast Asia. Yeah, but for very good reason. Because they want to keep living here. And, you know, I'm constantly walking this line between showing you the truth and losing my home. So, you know, there's a very good reason why they don't. Also, they're conditioned plebs who are just conditioned to people please and do the right thing. You know, be moral, just be, you know, not say the truth, basically. So there's that. Yeah, I agree. I did find one that was really good. I can't remember his name, but he was very funny and very honest. He's in Cambodia. His main thing is Boom Boom. That's his main. Well, I've only watched one of his episodes, but he jokes about Boom Boom a lot, and I found him hilarious. I can't remember his name. Hey Tom, how you doing? I like the setup with the sofa, looking chilled. So this is colossal. Yeah, sadly it's off center. So I'm in a new apartment. So this is first attempt at the new studio. So my ego wants it to be the other way around, so you can see the amazing view when the sun comes up. However, that's not actually going to be as good for a stream in terms of lighting. It's not as good for the setup of my room. Now, if I buy a monitor, then I can move to that table and I can have it that way. But the other thing I want to do is I want to turn this into a pussy maze where I have lots of women pinned to the wall with their legs open. No. I want like branches and baskets and scratching posts coming off this wall for the pussies. So that would be great on a live stream. So maybe we do just keep it like this. Maybe I don't need to buy a monitor. Obviously, I'll get it a bit more censored. Maybe this is fine. Maybe I need to let go of my ego wanting to show you all my view. How pathetic. What do you think, Lucy? Do you think it'd be better with a gorgeous Cambodian green nature view? Obviously, you're going to say yes to that. Or do you think it would be better with like this, with cat maze on the wall? With spread pussy on the wall? How are you doing, Cluso? How have you landed after your, in your own words, bad trip? I don't know, that's it, someone else. Yeah, somebody's just answered it. I think you know now. Oh, okay, so this is the donator, Matt, the new donator. Been watching for a while, but I don't comment much on videos. Cool, man. Whatever works for you, brother. Thank you so much for your help. He's from Kent. Oh my God. Darius, Debbie used to babysit me as a kid. Do you remember, Debbie? If that's true, that's fantastic. What is your monthly budget in Cambodia? You should check out a restaurant called Wild in Siem Reap, a very chill place. All right, sweet. Jamie is about to take me to all the cool places in Siem Reap, so maybe she'll take me there. But if not, I will, maybe I will go. What's my monthly budget in Siem Reap? I mean, it's hard to say because I've been buying lots of technology. Like I've spent, yeah, I mean, in the last month, I've spent $13, $14, maybe $1,500 on laptops, cameras, wires. I'm about to buy a monitor. So it's been really expensive. I've also had this other expense, which I'm not going to tell you about yet. I mean, we've already kind of spoken about it. So it's really, I can't say because I've just, money has just been flying out this last 6 weeks. But I think, you know, I can have a stab in the dark. My rent, so this is all in dollars. My rent is $450. With bills, $550. I spend $15 a day on food. So what's that? $450. So that's basically $1,000. Ganja, negligible. Just because it's so cheap out here. $60 a month, $70 a month maybe. Obviously, I don't drink. Pussies. Yeah, I don't know. $1,500 a month to live well. You could definitely live out here for $1,000 a month, but you'd be living in, you know, a noisy flat. Every 5 minutes, oh, that's good. No, that's too much. And you know what? I still only earn, even if that's, is that true? Is that actually true? Can somebody that I trust, I mean, I think Lulu's all right actually, but I don't know that well. If Victoria or Debbie's on premium, if somebody who I know is just 100% honest and true, and that's not me saying that you're not Lulu, I just don't know you as well. Could confirm that, then I'll change it. Because even if that's the case, then that's ridiculous, because I get like $1 or $2. I think my last live stream, obviously it's split over 3 channels, but I think my last one hasn't even hit $1 on any of the channels in terms of advertising. Caluso, thank you, my man. Caluso with the 10. Do whatever angle makes you feel good. It doesn't matter. Is this cock pictures for Grindr, or is this studio, Caluso? Because we were talking about how to angle your tiny penis in the photo to make it look less tiny. So are you referring to that? Do you have a tiny penis? I'm going to assume that Caluso is talking about the studio and has a massive dong. Do whatever angle makes you feel good. It doesn't matter what I think. I'm good, thanks. Yeah, but I would like your opinion. Think I'm banned from the DMT realm, though, or maybe a higher dosage, question mark. I'm good though, bro. Thanks for asking. There's no point asking me about DMT, mate, because I've never broke through. I would go with what feels right to you, and it sounds like you feel like you're banned from the DMT realm. And then the not knowing in you wants to ask me. So just go with the knowing in you, I think. I think there is something in doing so much medicine that you're not integrating. And this isn't a you thing, this is just a humanity thing. But one can do so much medicine to avoid integration, or maybe not to avoid, probably to avoid, but you know, it could also just be a fact that when you're doing that much medicine, you can't really integrate any of it. So it could be that DMT feels you've had enough from it for now and you're not receiving what it's given you, so it has therefore banned you until you receive what it's already given you. That could be a thing. But it's, you know, it's whatever's true for you, mate. Now, can you answer my fucking question? Do you think it should be this way with cats on the wall, or that way with a beautiful green view? Because I respect your opinion, Clue, I want your opinion. It's an elevated position that you are appointing yourself, mate. I'm Bible believing and feed myself with a word every day. If you are the last, then who am I? If you are the last, then who am I? I don't understand that. That's great. You know, you do whatever works for you, but yeah, absolutely not for me. Fear and indoctrination and outside worship, lack of self-responsibility. I'm not saying that's you. I'm just saying that, you know, anyone that's out there instead of in here, in my judgment, isn't taking responsibility. But you know, if that works for you, Victoria, you're obviously a beautiful person. Great. I had my IQ tested as part of my diagnosis and I scored 107 overall, but it was broken down into 4 or 5 sections, and it turns out that I was way up on the 117 for some, but my working memory was down in others. Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day, and I was IQ testing. Oh, I can't remember what I was thinking. Is that a brag? Is that I don't know what that is. Was that? Are we supposed to care? Okay, great. Well done. Nice. His main chat is basically all 3 chats combined. Yeah. Yeah. What I see is all 3 channels. You will just see the channel you're on. Just for fun, I got on the World Wide Web and looked for houses for in St. Reap. Found one for $250 a month with a flower garden yesterday. Made me think of Tom. Ooh, do you want to email it to me? I mean, $250 a month with a flower garden. If it's nice, it will be at least 20-30 minute drive out of St. Reap. You can't get a nice house for $250 in a good location in St. Reap. You just can't. Oh, Caluso's answered with another 5, bless him. Must have just got his dough. Bless you, Caluso. Thanks so much. I'd have it as it is so I can see the view for myself. Yeah, well, that's, yeah, so this is why, if I do want to show that view, this is why I need to buy a monitor. because the only other way of doing it is turning all of this around, and then I lose review for myself, which absolutely is not an option. When I'm on this sofa, I need review 100%. Now, you could say that in an hour's time when it's live, I'm going to see a review, but I'm not. I'm going to be staring at this screen. So in terms of live streaming, I'm not going to see a review anyway. In terms of life, I totally agree with you. But I can solve that by buying a monitor. And then I can still have this set up for me where I've got the view in the background and my everything as you see it. But then I actually live stream from that table with the view in the background using a monitor instead. So, do you want to answer that one, Clue? So, no, you don't need to send another super chat, but you can. I don't think you should, though. I think you should buy psychedelics, or maybe not. I think maybe you've had enough psychedelics for now. I don't know. Only you know. V8s, I quite like this person. V8s, you're definitely interesting. V8s blew my mind. I always thought I was dumb. I could never deal with so much in my life. But then this, oh dear. But that disparity was down to trauma and ADHD development and just missing, so much conditioning in this person, man. ADHD. I mean, as if that's a thing, as if that's not just being alive. Like, people think it's negative to be alive because they're so repressed. I think I banned or timed him out. None of Toe Cutter's messages showing up in the chat beside the screen. Other people's too weird. No, I don't know. I mean, Toe Cutter's probably on a different channel to you. Is that not what we decided, or has it gone deeper than that? But I need more coffee. I'm going to, well, maybe not squirt out my ass. I might have a plop out my ass. But something's going to happen with my ass. See you in 5 minutes. Oh, shit. Shit, the shitting shit. All right, well, I might as well try and center it up a bit more now. Is that more centered? Oh, what's gonna come out of my ass this time? Is it gonna be sloppy? Is it gonna be solid? We never really know. We just assume it's gonna be sloppy. And if it's anything else, it's a bonus. Does anybody else sniff their pants while they have a poo, or is that just a gay pervert thing? Is that a new donation? That'd be Debbie. I was just about to talk about sniffing my pants, and then Debbie chucked in a tenner. I think Debbie wants to hear about me sniffing my pants. So I think it's probably just a gay pervert thing. I imagine you normies don't do this. But when I go for a poo, I sniff my pants. I love it. I love the smell of only my own. This isn't anyone else. I won't want this. I don't want to smell anyone else's. But I love the smell of my pants after I've been wearing them for a day. I just think it's hot. I don't know. I just love the smell of pissy pants. It's absolutely disgusting and perverted, isn't it? But it's true. So when I'm having a shit, I sniff my pants. Now, if it goes past one day, it's too much. It's too pissy. But it seems to work particularly well with Calvin Klein's. I think it's like because they're a bit plastic. It seems to just make it the perfect smell. So 1 day old Calvin Klein, or I suppose polyester, well, part polyester pants with 1 day's worth of dribble in them is such a good smell. But presumably that's a gay pervert thing. Presumably you're all just absolutely horrified by these words. But it's the truth. It's what I do, and it's what I've always done. Now, can we talk about Event Boy, or is that going to fit you all out? I mean, he was Event Man. He wasn't Event Boy. So obviously, Event Boy is 18 to 25. This guy must have been 30. So what the fuck am I paying you for? And obviously, he had clean pants. Now, what I like to do. So this is why I like Event Boys as well, because you can literally be like, stand there. Stand there. Do this. And like, if he starts like trying to deep throat me, I can just be like, no, I just want to lick your bell end. I love it. I love it. Not having to like give them anything. What was I saying? Oh, right, yeah. So I get him to stand here. And then his pants smell of fucking washing powder. I don't want that. I want them to smell of piss a little bit. I mean, not really. I want them to smell of nothing if they're yours. But I'd rather them smell a little bit of piss than fucking poison. Because what I like to do is get the bulge. Now, obviously, bulges don't really exist out here, but, you know, get the best version of their bulge, you know, the peanut. And just like, in the pants still, and just be like, but it smells of fucking poison. And it's not my whole poison thing. It's just like, to me, it's a disgusting smell. It's a fake smell. It's disgusting. I'd much rather smell piss. What do you think about that, chat? Does that freak you all out? 62? Oh, we didn't lose anyone. Interesting. So, gay pervert thing? Presumably that's a gay pervert thing. Do you, but then you're all so repressed, not all, but many of you are so repressed that you think that detergent smells nice. Now, this is interesting in terms of the eating raw meat thing, because as Jackson was saying, and so let me talk about let's say what Jackson is. So Jackson was saying that we're also conditioned to eat cooked meat, but once you start eating raw meat, you realize it tastes much better. And I can understand that, because like when I eat crisps and biscuits and pizza, you believe that tastes good, but actually when you get rid of all that, I mean, I've fallen back into it, not crisps and biscuits, but I had pizza last night. And, you know, now the idea of eating biscuits repulses me. It's just like taste of fake sugary nothingness. But, you know, I used to think they tasted great. So it's all about, you know, what you're doing in your conditioning. Thanks, Debbie. Was that worth the pissy pants chat? Was the pissy pants chat worth a tenner? Or are you mortified? Have I lost your respect? No, definitely not gay. I just love sucking dick. You are a child of God, yet I'm a helper. I'm the last of my generation. Okay, nice story. Riley agrees. Riley likes sniffing pissy pants as well. No, I think Riley was probably agreeing something else. Sorry, Riley, I couldn't resist. Right, I am coming down the chat quite fast. Tried to get bummed. Stop it. Debbie's been trying to get bummed. Or have I missed some context? Who do you want to be bummed by, Debbie? Lulu likes sharing a shadow. Such freedom. Yeah, beautiful. I think Lulu is a good one. I'm pretty sure Lulu is a good one. For fuck's sake, Tom. Rent boys, more tea. Oh, I think it's great. AIDS on a couch with cats. I always use condoms. Do you want to tell us what they are doing to real investigators? But, you know, people would have said the same about Tommy Robinson 5 years ago. Are you sure? Yeah, of course. So Shade Jalix, you live in judgment. So you project that onto others because that's all you know. So you assume that Lee lives in judgment. Lee, I don't want to speak for Lee. So it's not that Lee condones or applauds that sort of behavior, but he also doesn't judge it. Like, he's not in duality. And I know these are concepts that, you know, you can't even frame. But sorry, I'm not happy with how I just said that because that's going to create a trigger in you. But you do have no framing for this. So Lee's just going to laugh. Like, he's going to laugh at how lost I am. And he's going to see how lost I am. It's not that he's going, you know, again, I'm speaking for someone who's beyond my level of perception. So none of these words are valid. But no, of course not. Well, yes, of course. And what, you think he's going to have an issue with that? You think he's going to do anything other than laugh and detach and just get on with what he's doing? You think he's going to care about my life? You think he's going to make my life impact his life? No, that's what you do, Shay Julix. And that's why you assume he does. But no, Lee doesn't live like that. Hi, Tom. Since you have raised your vibration from the UK, it would be great to see you go back to Cancun, as you did not experience the paradise of earth high frequency nature that is in Cancun. I hated Cancun. Hated it. Because I didn't experience what you're talking about. I only saw the concrete. I don't think I'll ever go back to Cancun. I don't think I'll ever go back to Mexico. If I did, it definitely wouldn't be Cancun. And I'm definitely not doing things just, you know, for the channel. I'm not that sort of YouTuber. Hey, no. Yeah, I'm much more interested in my life and my channel. And Cancun does not fit into my life. YouTube sent a massive to creators, a message explaining that the UK government is putting a foot on their neck to censor the right-wing content, period. Yeah, and it seems to be happening. Suddenly, when I just let a video play out, the next video is very often either Sky Sports News, if I've been watching something about football, or BBC, if I've been watching something about politics. Disgusting. Tom, what does the CPM vary per 1,000 views? Yeah, it varies a lot. So Not Today Satan is $1 per 1,000 views, hence why you've not seen many videos on there recently. Oh, wow, I'm really high up in the chat. I need to come down. So Riley wanted me to block him. I have blocked him. I can see now. Tokuta was banned, but that's only from one channel, so he could pop back up. But yeah, okay, yeah, great. I did it on one channel. Right, let's come down the chat. I'm way too high up the chat. I want to hear what you think about my pants sniffing. I think I was answering something quite interesting, but I'm just going to keep getting lost. I need to come down the chat. Yeah, that's about India. I totally agree. I don't think your channel will ever completely fail. You're kind of addictive. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. Your content in Sheffield was just as valuable as your content now. You're not a travel vlogger. Your content lands wherever you are. Oh, thank you, Victoria. That's amazing. Yeah, it's definitely me that's for content, which is probably why it's a very niche, small viewership, community, whatever you want to call it. You know, because I'm not a people pleaser. I'm not going to satisfy the plebs. You know, and you know, there was 2 comments on my last video where like, when I met Tom, I loved him. 6 episodes on, I hate him. I already tried to start a cult. It failed. I spent $150,000 on a building to start a cult, and it failed. People aren't ready to be in a cult. They're too stuck in the big cult, the culture, the cult. I tried to start a cult that would free them, but they weren't ready to be free, and neither was I. So it was bound to fail. Try a woman when you were there. Yeah, I'm not going to pay for a woman. Maybe I should actually. Yeah, maybe I should just pay a woman to sit on my face. But oh God, no. A vagina's bad enough, but like one that's just pummeled as a vent girl, like no. No, if I'm gonna do a woman, I want to experience the whole woman thing, which is courting, which is honoring, which is, you know, deceiving. I mean honoring, but is required. No, you're banned, mate. We're banning you. We're banning you. We're banning you. Whenever Toe Cutter pops up, I'll just ban him now. So, because the chat has spoken and everyone wanted him banned. Yeah, I'm just not bothered about a woman, mate. Like, I'm interested in it. You know, if it occurs, I'll go with it. But I'm not going to push it or force it. And obviously, hiring one would be doing that. Do you think it's already too late to save Europe and thus the world? We are all waiting for World War III, the alien invasion, Project Bluebeam. You're probably best going on to Not Today Satan and watching How Do We Stop This? I think the title is. It's a video with Lee where we really talk about this. So on a 3rd dimensional level, yes. But on a, let's just say 5th dimensional level, no. So I think I'm on a beautiful timeline. I think beauty is inevitable for some people, and maybe all, I don't know, but certainly for some. And I have very little fear about the future. However, coming from your perspective, I think, yes, I think it's finished. I think there's no hope for Europe on a... Oh, yeah, you need to watch that video, mate, if you really want to. All right, let me just grab my coffee and then we'll get down to a pissy pant chat. Because that's going to be interesting. I imagine you're all going to be horrified. But there's got to be a man in the chat who... There's got to be a few men who are at least acknowledging to themselves that they love sniffing women's pissy pants. Not that women would ever let their pants be pissy because they're so fucking conditioned and shallow. All right, let's see what you're made of that. Oh, Debbie, you've no idea. Like, yeah, I get England's bad, but honestly, India's a whole nother level. Like just walking through trash. I mean, I suppose that's kind of England now, but no, like a whole nother level. So bad. Tom, you need to get a place where you're happy, not through belittling others, but by making the most of the most precious thing you have, time. Oh, very nice words. Thanks for the words. The wisdom dressed up as words. Or the words dressed up as wisdom, I should say. Yes, of course, anyone can say that. It's fucking obvious. But are you doing it? And if you are, speak about that. Don't just tell others words. Yes, it's bad here. It makes you so angry walking around with them all and them moving in houses around here. Fucking infuriating, man. And then listening to them on the fucking streets and watching them throw rubbish. Like, I mean, here, I'll be driving behind a bike of a local and they'll just throw rubbish. And you're just like, what are you doing, man? How do you have so little respect for this beauty around you, for your own country? I haven't seen it much in Cambodia, but I saw it all the time in Vietnam. Thank you, Tom and the mods. I need to get some beauty sleep. I'm at work at 6 a.m. See you in the next video. Good night to you all and the subscribers. Regards, Helena. Beautiful, Helena. Thank you so much for being the beautiful person you are. Stragelix, I react badly to disturbances like shouting and screaming, even when it's from ill people. It's like you said, it feels like my nervous system is under assault, and an angry response is a reflex reaction. Yeah, it's really hard not to react to other people's noise, and really hard not to be affected by it. Yeah, this is just attempt number 1 at a studio in my new flat. Like, this is going to get better. I totally agree. I did this at 3 in the morning as well. Like, I mean, it's proper botch job. But I'm just going to go to the bottom of the chat. I can't fucking stand this. I'm at the bottom now. I'll scroll up a little bit. No one's even talking about the pants. What's Daniel got to say? I understand and know that you formed a bond with the cats now, but I think your energy is more directed towards dogs and you would get more fulfillment from having a dog. Maybe you're right in terms of the energy stuff. Like, I don't really know. But what I love about a dog is the structure. I mean, so much. Like, I could say so much after that first sentence. But what I'm going to focus on now is the structure it brings to your life. So what isn't happening much for me is there's not much doing. Well, there's a lot of doing happening all around content creation, but there's very little doing out there happening. So having a dog would, I mean, this isn't actually true because you just let your dogs roam free out here. So you don't really need to walk them. But I would like to think that I would walk my dog twice a day. So therefore it would, get me out and doing stuff and moving. Yeah, I think there's definitely some truth in what you say. But I love cats. Yeah, we've got a pissy pants coming. Aha, no, not that was most definitely something else, not the pissy pants. Yeah, sorry about it, I couldn't resist. Riley, funny, so was my bum's comment. So, for the record, Debbie isn't looking to get bummed. So that might disappoint a few of you, but Debbie's back doors are not open for battering. At least we can all have a good giggle. So people are just not touching the pissy pants thing with a barge pole. Probably because we know they'd fucking like it too, but we can't admit it. I bet we're all just shitting and sniffing our pants at the same time, aren't we? And then you also get like the whiffs of shit coming through as well. Now, are we brave enough to acknowledge that we all like the smell of our own farts and shit? Or are we all going to pretend we don't? Because I, for one, certainly do. Now, that doesn't mean I want to be wallowing in it, but like, brief, I mean, I love the smell of my farts. I think they're glorious. Farting is so satisfying. Like a big fart, man. It's almost as satisfying as getting fisted on an 8-ball. Hi. Yes! We've got a very good one in the chat. Honesty, honesty, honesty. Yes! There is nothing wrong with pant sniffing. Does that apply to your own and others, or are you just talking about others? Can we get some more information? Acorn Philosnick. You're my kind of guy. Also this. Don't edit or censor yourself, Tom. I love it when you speak your mind. Great. Have you tried a ladyboy? No. I mean, why? Like, why? I just think it's disgusting. Why would, if I want a lady, I want a vagina. You know, if I'm going to put up with all the horrible stuff about women, so the way they smell, perfume, makeup, coconut products in their hair, like, I just can't stand that fake shit. So if I'm going to put up with all of that, I want a vagina. You know, I want the reason you put up with all that fucking disgusting fake shit that women come with. Products. Can't stand it. Long nails, painted nails, makeup. Ugh, disgusting. So if I'm going to put up with that, I want, you know, what that comes with. The only reason anyone would put up with any of that fake shit is a vagina. So I want the vagina. So why would I want a camp man that acts like a woman that has a peanut penis that also smells as bad as women smell products? Like, I can't stand the products that women use. I think it's disgusting, like vile. When a woman walks past me, I'm like, because all you can smell is perfume and products and chemicals. It's disgusting. When I used to live in the attic at my parents' house, when I had my 6 months in my parents' house, and when my mum used to do her hair, and my mum's not, you know, she's not one for makeup and all that nonsense, but, you know, she likes products in her hair, and she'd use a hairdryer, and it just made me want to gip when I was in my room. Like, the whole house would just smell of fake. It just made me want to gip. So I don't think a vagina is worth going anywhere near that, but definitely a shriveled up penis isn't worth going. Peanut isn't worth going near that. I just don't get it. You know, if I want a woman, I want a woman. If I want a man, I want a man. Like, I don't want any of this camp in between fucking demonic bullshit. Oh dear, Krishna needs to get a bit more Krishna-ish. Still voting, bless him. So at least he knows that he's a pleb for voting, I think, because he says he's going to vote, and then he says, but I'm not going to get a digital ID. So even if it's just in his subconscious, he knows that voting is retarded. So Debbie has been timing some spectards out. Matt's disappointed about something, not sure what. If it's pants sniffing, maybe. Oh dear. He's like, oh, I've just given him a 10 and he's going to spend it on a men boy. Lol. Dogs. Dogs are too needy and annoying, constantly barking, pooping and pissing everywhere, not to mention they are disgusting beings. Yeah, so if you can't lead a dog, if your dog barks, then you're not a leader. Then a dog's going to be hard work. But I'm a leader, so that's no problem. Kerry's in the house. She's not going to get a pixie wings today, but she's going to get lots of love. Thank you, Kerry. I love you. Happy flying ant day. Oh, it's that crazy day in the UK where suddenly there's flying ants everywhere. I forgot about that. And then you never see them again for a year. It's so bizarre, isn't it? I watched their... Oh, God, that's a hard word. I watched their nuptial fight today. Made me very happy. It only happens once a year for a few hours. It is bizarre, isn't it? I remember when I first noticed it, I think I was in my 20s. I mean, I don't know if it just started happening later, like, presumably it's always happened. But I remember this one year, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? I've never seen this before. Yeah, I quite like it. I quite like it. Well, yeah, I didn't like it the first time, I don't think, but I quite like it. So in Asia, you get more of that. There's these, oh God, I don't know what they are. They're kind of like a cross between a moth and a dragonfly. So they've got 4 wings. They've got like 2 thin wings on each side. And for 5 nights a year, maybe, they're just everywhere. Like outrageous. Like like driving becomes difficult. They're around every single light. Like thousands of them. It's incredible. But it seems, and I think it's a new batch each night, because I think from what I experienced in Thailand, I've only experienced this once, that their wings fall off within hours. So you've got them all in the air, like thousands of them, and then suddenly they start dropping to the floor because their wings are falling off. So the first thing, everything just gets covered in these wings, and then you've got these bugs running around everywhere that no longer have wings. I don't know if they die after that or what. I don't know what happens. So bizarre. Like it's like that, but on steroids, and they're much bigger as well. It's fucking bizarre. Still don't know what it is. I love these cats, man. They're so good. What have I missed? What's Matt saying? It depends on if they're regular parts or the ones that smell like sulfur from hell. Oh, it's good. Regular farts. Oh, yeah, fantastic. Brilliant. It depends if they're regular farts or the ones that smell like sulfur from hell. I've not experienced sulfur from hell. For me, the worse it gets, the better. I love the smell of my own farts. But then everyone else's I can't stand. And I can acknowledge that mine are really bad. It's not that I think mine smell of flowers. No, they smell of fucking fermenting asshole. But for some reason, I like it. But I wouldn't want to lick my own asshole, but I'd lick someone else's. They'd have to be very hot for me to lick their asshole. I wouldn't lick no munster's asshole. Fisted had to be a euphemism for like 3 fingers. No. Full on fisted. Up to here. Just speaking from my own fear, maybe. Yeah, it's your own fear. No, I've definitely got to hear before. I also used to have a 15, maybe 18-inch dildo that was about this thick and had a handle on the end. It was a man mamma. It was called a man mamma. It's not a dildo. It's beyond a dildo. It's a man mamma. So I'd get them to warm me up with that, stretch me out with that, and then it would have to be, you know, 4 fingers. Like after a man mamma, it could go straight to 4 fingers, then 4 fingers and a thumb, and then obviously this is the challenging part. Once you pass there, it's a free-for-all. Do you need any more information, Sugar? Yeah, man. Kali is rapid. Oh yeah, women are a nightmare. I mean, just the idea of dating a woman, like, I think being gay has been a blessing for me. Like, the way women are now, like, oh my God. Awful. Also, being gay has been a blessing for women because I've been very disrespectful. So I would have broken so many women's hearts and, you know, treated them with such disrespect, just like I have all my partners. So yeah, it's probably for the best all around, I think, that I was gay. I'm gay. I think Burnham has done away with the whole digital... Lol. Are you kidding me, Matt? Matt's just come from here through the fucking floor. He's in Lee's flat. Fucking hell, Matt. Oh my God. I just can't. You honestly believe in politics that much, and you believe that a Labour politician would do something positive? Oh my God. How have you fallen for that? That is incredible. My God, that is just unbelievable. Speaking about Burnham as if he's autonomous. Oh my God, is that really where you're at? Wow, let's move on before I start ripping into shreds. I made, because didn't he give some money? Oh God, yeah, let's definitely move on. I made a face mask today with honey, yogurt, and oats, slapped it on my coupon and massaged it in. Is that a spelling mistake for plunge? Face like a baby, baby's bottom, no chemicals. Are you sure you're talking about your face? Okay, she is talking about her face. I think coupon is a typo. Most serve women like I'm getting a new kitchen for the missus. I could never do that. Well, then you're not a man. Of course you should be buying your missus a new kitchen, and you should be chaining her to it, obviously. Chaining was a joke. A good woman would want to be in the kitchen, and of course you should buy her a good kitchen so she can provide for you and the family and herself. Obviously. I think Krishna's a bit of a pleb. I'd love a man to buy me a new kitchen. Yeah, exactly. There you go. At that size, you have to be a little concerned at disembowelment. Yeah, absolutely. It was definitely a concern. And the next day, I was gaping. For the next 3 days, I was gaping. Like, there was no, time to get to the toilet. It was just a gaping hole. It was horrendous. It was self-hatred. It was deep desire to escape myself, so I didn't end myself. That's why I was getting rammed up my butthole. Yeah, I'm not encouraging it or saying that it's an aligned action, and I'm not saying that it won't lead to prolapses. I'm just telling you my experience and why I did it. Oh, I don't think Mickey's happy. For fuck's sake, Tom. It sounds like a rape hide-hole. You would never get caught with shoplifting with... Oh, Mickey, you're great. Yeah, for the 3 days after, it would have been, I could have probably got a bottle of wine up there. Sore then. Very sore. You don't want to be sticking anything. It's only when you're on the... Don't forget, as well, was a very big part of this. I could not do this sober. So once that wore off the next day and I just had a gaping wound, I didn't want to be sticking anything else up there. And then the come down would kick in. I just thought, oh my God, what have I done? I've got a gaping wound and I want to end myself even more than I did before I had a gaping wound. So we're talking about sulfur farts here. Because that's the literal smell of hell. The lake of fire and brimstone. Aliens aren't real. What's real is interdimensional beings. Thanks, Duke. It was very funny. Well done, Mickey. Matt, in my defense regarding Burnham, I was talking just literally on the surface. He was supposedly getting rid of digital IDs, however. Yeah, but why are you believing anything he says? Why are you taking the surface seriously? How can you not see that they've been trying to push digital IDs strongly since Tony Blair? That's not just going away because some smiley man that talks about bed has come in. If I had a new kitchen, I'd gladly be chained to it. Sugar's really good. Sugar is really good. Coupon his face. It's a Scottish slang word. Why? What the fuck? How does that make any sense at all? Coupon. What's that got to do with face? Oh, here's the lovely Michelle. I'm pretty sure it's Michelle. With her teas and tarts tours in Pennsylvania, but based on Manchester. Hi, Tom. What a week you've had. Go get yourself a coffee. Bless you. Bless you. I'm too tired to buy coffees out there. I can just make my own here. No, I did have a really good coffee the other day, which made me think, how did I end up having a coffee out there? I can't remember, but for some reason it was when I went on a date. Yeah, when I went on the date, I ended up buying a coffee in my cafe. And that feels good. Date, coffee, and I was like, oh damn, this coffee is way better than what I make. Maybe I should start going to cafes and drinking coffees, but then I can't smoke. I have to listen to other people. Honestly, like for me, the reason I spend $450 a month on rent, which is a lot out here for an apartment, or is on the higher end for an apartment, is because I value having a beautiful space. And then so it's not the reason I do it. The reason I do it is because I want a beautiful space. But then the ramifications of having a beautiful space mean that why would I go and sit in cafes? Like I'd much rather be here with my pussies and not listening to other people making noise out of their phones and stuff. You know, before I got as comfortable as I am with myself now, that's not a brag, that's not me saying I'm particularly comfortable, you know, I still fucking sniff my pants. But there used to be, right, so I used to cope through cafes and restaurants. I used to cope by doing, and I still cope by doing, but now it's content creation. But I used to spend a lot of time in cafes and restaurants because I just couldn't be with myself. Whereas now I feel like I love myself enough, and it is just enough, to prefer being in my own space as long as it's a nice, quiet space, than to need the distraction of cafes and restaurants. Now they just feel like a hassle. Now they just feel like noise. I'd much rather just get a Grab driver to bring it here and I can sit in my nice, peaceful space and stroke my pussies. That's where I'm at now. So what am I going to get? I'm not going to get a coffee. I'm going to get a massage, Riley. I'm going to, Michelle. I'm going to get a massage. I'm going to use that money to get a massage. I think a massage out here is probably £10. So thank you for half of a massage. No, we don't need to bite. I was going to say something else, but it's gone. Okay, starting to struggle to see the comments. Probably means the stream needs to end quite soon. Oh dear. Hi pal, I'm your #1 fan. Great. If that's true, you can send me some money. Oh, bastard. I've done so well. Almost 2.5 hours without trying to fucking manipulate anyone into sending me money. But, you know, if you're going to claim to be my #1 fan, I think that's a fair enough comment. Thank you for your support. I hope you're liking the videos and giving something back. I think Tribe was the one that said quiche their breeks, which is, yes, it was. And you wondered what it meant, lol. Shit their trousers and pants. Yeah, so she explained that one, and it makes sense. I can see why quiche means shit, and I can see why breeks means pants. You know, that feels aligned. Coupon on face, coupon and face, coupon for face, not so much. Can somebody explain why the Scots calls one's face a coupon? Sugar, coming in with some sugar love. Tom, if you ever need a place to hide or just hang out in the US, I've got a shed I can set you up in. Thank you very much for the offer. I appreciate that. There may be a time where I do a shout out for offers like this, if shit hits the fan. However, the US is not somewhere I want to be. But I really appreciate your offer. Thank you. Oh my God. Hey, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blew my mind. I got an idea. Have a full massage and a coffee. Oh, bless you, Mickey. I love you so much, man. Okay, great. I'll do it. I'll record it today. Sadly, you won't see it for 2 weeks. 3 weeks, maybe. But we're getting there. We're getting there. I can't wait to get to the point where, you know, you make a donation and you see it the next day. You see it aiding my life the next day. Like, we definitely need to get back to that point. I just can't wait for it all to be up to date now. I'm so fed up with it. I'm so fucking fed up with it. Oh, is this something about pants sniffing? I thought pants sniffing was hilarious, and I'm guessing most people do it, even if it's to check we can get another day out of it. That might be how it started, actually. That might be how it started. And then I was just like, oh, damn, that smells good. Oh man, like I've spent so much time with pants in my face. I used to masturbate with a pair of with yesterday's pair of pants on my face. And I say yesterday, I was probably wearing pants for about 4 days at this point in my life because I was a mess. So yeah, I you know, it is a thing in the gay community. You know, there's many fetishes in the gay community, and one of them is definitely dirty pants. I remember this really hot guy. I mean, I'm going back 15 years now. I'd have probably been about 28. And he was very, very sexy. He was about 21 and he just wanted to sniff pants. That's all he wanted to do. He loved it. So, you know, you'll get profiles on Grindr that are like looking for 4-day-old pants, stuff like that. But there's so much worse stuff on Grindr. Like the nappy one is about as bad as it gets. Well, and then there's the dog stuff, not with dogs, pretending to be dogs. I mean, there probably is the other one as well. There's everything. There's everything. That is, it's very depraved. This lie you've been told that gays are just the same as you is not true. They're disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Yeah. That's enough about gays and fetishes, unless you want to hear more. Bicycle seat sniffers was a thing I hear. So is that about the leather on the bike, or is it about the bum smell that's left on the bike after someone's been riding and the sweat? Oh my God, that could be quite an interesting smell. Glad to hear it, Matt. Can just a penis in there cause any long-term harm? I don't think if it's wrapped in a condom. It is Scottish tribe. Were you the one that said keep your breeches? Ah, right. So this is coupon face. It's pronounced, why do you know so much about Scotland, Miley? It's pronounced like coupin. Coupin. I'm not sure where it came from, lol. We have, oh right, she's Scottish. We have lots of weird and wonderful words. Yeah, I'm sure you do, man. I think Scots are brilliant. I don't know enough about Scotland or Scottish people, but certainly from my limited experience of Scots and Scotland and the people in this chat that are Scottish, you're fantastic. Oh God, it's just so sad, isn't it? I just love how, I mean, even like, I was going to say how varied it is. Like on this island, we've got Wales, Scotland, England, and then a very close to another island. And we're all so different, but also, you know, share the key good stuff. But yet within that, there's so much difference. I mean, that is real culture, not this fucking everyone's got brown eyes diversity. No, real diversity. That is beautiful. But then you can go even more than that, and I'm sure you can do this with Wales and Scotland as well. But like, I can speak for England, where like the difference between Birmingham and Manchester is huge, and I don't mean because it's full of rats. You know, I mean what Birmingham was in the 1980s, or you know, maybe you have to go back to the 60s with Birmingham, but you know, before it was completely vile and invaded. Let's just choose somewhere else. Manchester and Liverpool have a difference in accent and culture is huge. Maybe not so much culture, but definitely accent, and I'm sure a bit of culture. And then if you go Manchester, or fuck Manchester, if you go Sheffield, London, huge. And yet what's the geographical distance? Whereas if you go Pennsylvania and Massachusetts, is there any difference? I mean, I'm sure there is, but nothing like there is in our wonderful lands. I was in what a lot of people would call a white supremacist chat earlier. Throwjacks, ambitious young man. Excellent, sounds like a good place to be. What's his ambitions? Has he got similar ambitions to the Austrian painter? If so, I'm all in. Matt has got the opposite problem. He likes sniffing the shit pipe. I have the opposite problem. I'm more inclined to be a hermit if I don't push myself to socialize somewhat. Yeah, but why is that a problem? So my story is this, and I used to see it as a problem. I used to think that I was the problem and that socializing was the status quo, was what a healthy person wanted to do. And then I realized that, oh no, like the way people are socializing is very, let's just say, demonic or misaligned. And actually staying away from that is the acts of self-care and self-love. Now, recently, since I've been around impeccable people, Lee, Michael, suddenly I can see a value in socializing. But what you're talking about, Matt, is dumbing yourself down to be able to be accepted by retards, socializing in the UK. So I disagree, mate. I think this is your lack of self-worth and your lack of self-knowing and your conditioning. And when I say we all have this. So it's one's conditioning. You know, Western society tells you that you're a loser if you don't have friends, you don't have a good job, you don't drive this car, yada, 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 yada. So we assume that if we're not socializing, we're a loser, and that's a problem. But actually, look at the people that are socializing. Are you really a loser for not wanting to be part of that? I think you need some reframing, bro. I agree, women should be more natural. I'm so glad I was born in the old days, as I can't bear the feel of makeup on my face. It feels horrible. It's just so disgusting, isn't it? It's so disgusting. So the guy I went on a date with was really hot, naturally was really hot, but he effed it all up with makeup and how he dressed, which was a real shame. But I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I can't do that. I mean, a guy wearing makeup, like, what the fuck are you doing, man? I mean, just forget the fact that it looks awful. It's poison. You're putting poison on your face. And then you want me to kiss you and get poison on my face? Are you crazy? No. People do sniff to see if you can skip a wash in a pinch. Yeah, that is so true. Like, that's definitely a thing. I think even my mum would maybe do that. She's definitely not a gay pervert. So, yes. And I think you might find that can develop into a perverted coping mechanism where you get to a point where you're shitting with your head in your pants. I'm very comfortable with my own company. However, it's not healthy to not get some social interactions. Yeah, I think this is all sorry, mate. Like, yeah, you are right. If we were living as we should be, so in a tribe of 100 people that all look the same, all have the same religion, and all have common goals and the same ancestry and DNA, then you would be totally right. It would be very unhealthy to not socialize. But you're living in a demonic's a bad word. You're living in a very misaligned, fake, superficial world of lies and indoctrination where everyone's wearing a mask. So I would say not socializing and being part of that is very healthy. I think it's literally just conditioning. Like, I think you're beating yourself up out of conditioning and forcing yourself to do something that's not aligned and isn't coherent with your soul and way out of conditioning. And everyone has that conditioning. I don't judge you for that conditioning, but I'm hoping that this live stream will help you break through that conditioning and just honor yourself as the centered, calm man that loves himself enough to not have to be distracted by others' noise and the dopamine hits of others' acceptance. John, thanks for the 2, my man. John 1 Kenobi. That's good, isn't it? Very good name. Thanks for the two, brother. I really appreciate it. Ooh, that was a woman saying that too, lol. I get men doing that, but women no. Either that or I'm a weirdo for not doing it. Are we talking about pants sniffing? Yeah, I wouldn't expect women to do it. I don't think women are perverts. Don't really wear pants or anything else for that matter during the summer here. Nice. No need, as we have no neighbours to speak. Oh, wow, you're a nudist. Amazing. No need, as we have no neighbours to speak of and no people anywhere near the land. Adore having that freedom. Oh my God, that's an amazing way to live. Yeah, I'm a nudist at heart. I mean, I think why would anyone want clothes on? Like, of course, you just want to be fucking free and connected. Other than obviously warmth. Okay, thanks for clearing that up, Riley. Yeah, I did work that out from your comments. But I appreciate you making it very clear, and I appreciate that you also commented that before I worked it out. It's amazing how many different accents and dialects are in the UK. Fascinating, fascinating. I think it's one of the most wonderful things about the UK. Yeah, it's all just about to become that gibberish that kids are speaking now, like Wigger chat. Well, chat, but Wiggers are now doing, because if they don't do it, they'll get beaten up in school because they're the minority. And of course, every teenager just wants to fit in, so they're going to fit in with what's normal, which is rap music. And well, I live on a Scottish island. Wow, but it's classed as Scotland. Oh my God, we moved to Inverness when we first came here, and then one of the islands. Oh my God, Lily, that must be so remote and so beautiful. Do you know what I think is cool? That Tom is a Yorkshireman, and that's where his blood is from. And then you've got Scotland, and that's their blood. But you're all one massive island power. I totally agree with that. I think we're the best. I think we're great. I just think we're the best people. Admittedly, we're a bit crap now because we've been totally, attacked mentally, spiritually, and physically for so long. But there's a reason why they attack us the most, because we're the best. Simple. Hi, Tom. It sounds like you are living the life and not having to deal with the challenges that come with dealing with living in multicultural city like London. Oh yeah, absolutely. I still have my own challenges, but I don't have any external challenges. My external is wonderful. Siem Reap is wonderful. Cambodia is wonderful. Cambodians are wonderful. There's very few ragheads here. There's very few bioweapons here. There is two-tier justice, but in the right way. So the locals are valued over people like me, foreigners, refugees. But it's just fantastic. It's just fantastic to not have any woke shit, to not have any tyrannical politicians, to not have bioweapons and ragheads everywhere. There's no beheadings, there's no grapes. There's just none of it. There's kids playing out, it's safe. There's animals everywhere. Like, it's just wonderful. And even, just being in London, like, even if we took away all the bioweapons tomorrow, being in London is an energetic hellhole. If you're living in a city, my God, like, you can't even compare my existence to someone who's living in a city in the UK. Or living in a city out here. Like, living in a city is horrendous. And then you add the bioweapons. Horrendous. Oh, Rachel, hello. Good morning from your bitch, Tom. Bless you, Rachel. Thank you for the 2. You've been very quiet today. Have you been here, or have you just come into a chat now? If you have been very quiet, then that would be a very good sign in terms of your journey. And that's not me saying I never want to see, that you should be quiet for the rest of your life. You're stupid. You got to. No, it's not that. It's it would show a cracking. It would show a process. It would show a self-reflection. If you're like, if you're feeling a bit humiliated, a bit too humiliated to be like you usually are in the chat, that would be a good sign. And that's not me saying that's where I want you to be forever or long term, But just as I have experienced in the last 2 or 3 days, deep humiliation and a retraction due to that humiliation. And in that retraction is the reassessment and the growth. And then you come back and show up in a different way that would be deemed better for you. It's not about impressing me or anything like that. And therefore you would see that betterness in your life as well. So I'm just interested if that has been going on for you. I imagine not. I imagine you just got too pissed and passed out. But, you know, hopefully it's the first one. And if not, it's also fine. Thanks for it too, Rachel. Yes, lol, they agree with the Austrian painter in a lot of ways. I'm not sure what we're talking about. Very true, Tom. That's a great way of looking at it. Again, I need context. But I also appreciate from your point of view, it's impossible to give context in every comment. Oh, doesn't it? Hang on, what was Solar talking about? Solar was talking about something beautiful. Was Solar the one on an island? No, that was Riley. What was Solar talking about? She was talking about something really beautiful. I can't remember what it was, but it was really beautiful. A lot of men are wearing makeup nowadays, even the straight ones. What a time to be alive. I mean, my God. You know what? I think it was Richard IV made a really good point about these liberal women and why they get so excited about. I seem to have got away with that for the last live stream, so I'm going to keep doing it. So feminism has obviously destroyed men and made them all soy boy women. And obviously that does, all that will do for a woman's pussy is make it dry. Like ideologically, they say that's what we want men to be. But in reality, it just dries it up into a prune, into a shriveled prune. Like no woman wants to submit to be fucked by a man that isn't a man. Even though they claim that that's what they want their man to be, but that's just conditioning and feminism. So then these actual men come across the border, but they're like really aggressive, disgusting men, but they have masculinity, and the women are just dripping and like beckoning them in and dancing. And now obviously there's a lot of stupidity in that. They don't realize that it's not going to be consensual because they're being conditioned through feminism and loads of other stuff. But it's fascinating, and it's very true. But that's why, there was this one woman who was like dancing, and then she was like, next man, yeah, next man, yeah. Like so excited to be around men for the first time in decades. Even though they are like more like animals than men, but you know, they are masculine. And the women love it, they're literally dripping. Kevin, I've made the awful mistake of sniffing my son's work socks, expecting them to be clean. I've learned to sniff with caution. Oh, Kevin, you're so good. What's the latest on the pool situation? Is that to me? I don't think there is a pool situation, is there? I don't use the pool. It's got chlorine in it. Of course, I'm not going to use it. Now, Lee has been teaching me about something called transmuting. So I'm leaning in. Yeah, maybe I'll go for a swim. The problem is, right, I live stream at the only time of the day where I can leave the house. So now it's too hot for me to leave the house. And I've been live, so I have an hour's gap every day, and that's when I'm live streaming. So swimming is just not an option for me until the sun goes down. So maybe I could do it this evening, but then I'll be too mashed to do anything. A man who wears makeup is not a man, gay or straight. Yeah, I totally agree. Pathetic. Perverted. It's perverted. You know, when I assess my attraction to the person I went on a date with the other night, this is why I'm not pursuing it. It's perverted. I got my DNA test results back. It was illuminating. You sent them your blood. That was a mistake. So if you've done one of these 21andMe things, one of these DNA blood things, like that's not what it's about. They're searching for certain bloodlines. And you've just sent them your blood. Oops. People pleasing is definitely the biggest addiction in the world, if not managed. Yeah, I mean, forget the management bit. People don't even know what it is. Yeah, people pleasing is a huge problem. And it's why the world is like it is, because people are more interested in what people think about them than what needs to be done. If you can be around quality people, then you should be, as much as possible. Otherwise, best to be in the woods without a hammer. I'm not sure about the hammer bit, but I totally agree with that. And I think it's only possible. I think it's only possible once you have met yourself to quite a deep degree. That's certainly my experience. Now, let me go back. Yeah, it's not quite true. But no, that's not true. I've had good people in my life, throughout my life. Yeah, I can even think back to my teens. I had some very good people in my life. I remember Peyote Shaman came in late 20s. Steve, who I did the last business with, good person. But like now I'm getting to like Lee. Now I think the Peyote Shaman is a similar level goodness to Lee. He does believe in climate change, which is a bit weird. But apart from that, he's perfect. But to be meeting somebody that can hold themselves like Lee can and has met themselves like Lee has, that is a reflection of my internal. Like that wouldn't be happening if I hadn't have done the work I've done just to get in his periphery. That's not me saying like I'm anywhere near Lee or even really good enough to be around Lee. But right now he seems to think that I am. So I'll go with that until he gets fed up. Oh yeah, this looks interesting. Kerry, I'm buying a camper van next September when my boy goes on his own adventures, going to travel around Scotland first, get my bearings with driving it. Oh, Kerry, that's so amazing. A little pixie wagon. The Pixie Pad on tour. Is it going to be on YouTube? Or are you not an attention-seeking whore? I don't suspect many English see the need for a DNA test, being English and knowing you are. But I'm from the Appalachians and was just curious about my ancestors. Where are the Appalachians? Yeah. I think it's fascinating, but sadly, you can't trust anything like that. Never give them your blood. Never. When I went back to the UK and scammed benefits, which actually backfired, it ended up costing me 20 grand, but no, fuck that. I actually made a video on that. My patrons have got it, but I never posted it. But I will tell you one day how it cost me 20 grand. Well, it's not going to cost me 20 grand. I'm going to get it back. But currently, it's cost me 20 grand going on benefits. So that was a nice lesson. Anyway, I did the whole going to the doctor's thing and saying I was suicidal. What we're talking about? Right, yeah. And he was determined to get my blood tested. And I was just like, you're not having my blood. No fucking way am I giving you my blood. So yeah, they never got my blood. That's brilliant. You love your own company in peace. I'm very happy with it being alone with my dog and company. Yeah, great. I think that's a really great place to be. In my experience, if you keep leaning in and meeting yourself, then actually you get to a place where you do want to socialize again, but you do it with such a self-honoring and with such boundaries that you don't let any of the crap in. That's just been my experience. But for 10 years previous to that, what you're stating was my experience. And it still very much is. Like, I still very much love my own time. But I really appreciate an hour or two a day of other people. I mean, really, just Lee. Right now. I just wouldn't be willing to give my DNA to anyone to find out. Yeah, Riley is so on it, man. A lot of these companies are DNA harvesters, and you can imagine what they want it for. Riley is just amazing. Then the Pixie Wagon is heading to Holland, picking up my uncle and driving through Italy. Then renew. Oh my God, she's got a right plan. I think this needs to be on YouTube, Kevin. Then renewing my visa thingy in Cyprus. Amazing. Wow. Oh my God, Kelly, that's so exciting. So when is this happening? Sounds fairly imminent. So, what are your thoughts on Elon Musk? He talks about what is going on in the UK a lot. I don't believe he has positive intentions with it. I think he would just like to see the UK burn. Yeah, of course. So he's your typical shill. He'll convince the plebs by saying things like he does about the UK. But really, he's just inciting civil war, and he's supporting Tommy. Is he still supporting Tommy Robinson? I mean, that's just ridiculous. So yeah. I mean, he just look at the microchips. Look at he talks about spaces of Israel. He supposedly sends rockets past the firmament, or you could just say past the Van Arnund. I don't know how to say it, but belt that we have lost the technology to get past now. So it's all. He's obviously just a massive J worker. Just look at them. The microchips and X, the everything app. It says it in the X tab bar thing, URL. I've seen it, X, the everything app. So he's trying to make it like WeChat, the social credit score system in China. So he's 100% part of the club. 100%. So don't listen to anything he says. And know that everything he says is about enslaving you, ultimately. And of course, they make him, what they do with these people is but even the good stuff he says, it's not like, for me, who's a good example? David Icke is probably the best example, although I'm not convinced he is a shill, but let's just assume David Icke is a shill. With him, it's 90% of it is really good, and then there's the 10% that traps you, potentially. But you could apply that to Russell Bland is definitely one of them. So you could say that about Russell Bland, definitely. 90% of what he says sounds good, and then there's 10% Catholicism trap. Very obvious with Russell Bland. Much less so with David Icke. But with Russell Band, 90% of what he says is kind of helpful, whereas Elon Musk isn't even that. Like the 90% good stuff he says is just inciting civil war. So X, for example, like where's that leading to? Civil war. How divisive is X? Like we all think it's great because without X we wouldn't know about the Spanish invasion. Like there's some truth in that. But what is it really doing? It's not. It's actually just dividing more and more and more, isn't it? And it's creating a lot of fear and allowing people to see the fear. Now, of course, there's the other side of the argument. There's the paradox. We live in a paradoxical called dualistic world where it's like, well, people need to know. We're like, yeah, I totally agree. But that's not why he's doing it. He's not doing it because he's a free speech advocate. That is why we have no engineers and doctors, as there is nowhere for them to live. It's great. All right, she means bioweapons. I thought she was being serious. For someone who needs pubs, nightclubs, drinking, then it would be an awful place to live. For me, it's great. Oh, wow, you're never going to get any of them if there's none of that stuff there. There's not even a pub there. There's got to be a pub. And in a place like that, a pub would be really great. It'd be a community centre where people drink alcohol. But yeah, nightclubs and all that is obviously just, spaz-tard stuff. But yeah, you'll never get a single bioweapon in a place where there's no nightclub. No chance. They'll never come. And like you say, it sounds like it's very remote, so there aren't even any hotels anyway. But even if there was a hotel, they couldn't hack it. They can't be in nature. They need to be around noise and flashing lights. They're so disgusting. I can't stand them. Of course, some of them are very good, but I spent too much time. I was depressed yesterday, so I spent at least an hour on X, maybe two. And there was this one Oh God, it was such monkey behavior. I mean, literally behaving like a monkey. So, you know, those, you know, you get them at circuses and, you know, those spaz card games where you might have to throw a basketball into a basket where it's too small for the basketball to go in to get a fluffy toy. Total spaz stuff. Anyway, so he was doing that, and as he threw the ball, he jumped and grabbed onto the hoop and swung like what he is, an animal. I mean, literally, he wasn't literally oohing, but he was making noises that were basically, you know, they were monkey noises. Just so much noise, so much energy, so much look at me attention, just so much stupidity. It was just disgusting. No even perception of like, this is someone's business, you know, I've just destroyed their business. No, just none of that. They're just awful. Awful. And they're not, you know, they're not the same. And we should never have to live around them. Horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Now, of course, you're not being banned from a chat. I've been banned from a chat. They're not showing up in my comments. No, absolutely not. It must just be a YouTube glitch. Come on, Caruso. As if I would ever ban you from a chat. And Debbie and Lee are the only ones. Oh, and Liz are the only ones who have powers to time you out. And of course, they're never going to do that because they're not Albus. The massive ego that is Albus. The I've never taken a conscious breath that is Albus. Is no longer has that power. Wait, never mind. I'm tripping out, boys. Oh my God, you've been munching shrooms again. I will definitely be visiting Portugal. So apparently they're building massive camps for these new invaders in Portugal. My friends had a wee bit of land there where I can park up. I can't wait. Awesome. Amazing. I'm so excited for you, Kerry. It's fantastic. We still had an expat saying it was always cloudy at night because they didn't understand they were seeing the Milky Way. Where are you? Oh, you're in Portugal. How could you mistake the Milky Way with cloudiness? Isn't the Milky Way, like, wouldn't it be clear and you'd just be seeing stars? No? You thought that was clouds? All right, guys, we've done the 3. Thank you for your contribution, Sugar. You've been great. Really glad you're now part of the chat. Mickey Mouse, if you get timed out, all your previous comments go at the same time. Nice. That will never happen to you, Mickey. Matt's been great as well. Yeah, Matt and Sugar are the new ones that have been absolutely awesome. I'm afraid we're about to end, True Finder. Hope to see you tomorrow night, assuming I do one. Thank you to all these amazing people. Thanks, Span, for just going for it straight away. Debbie as well, thank you so much. Always loving and appreciating Igor. Fantastic to have Matt in the chat, long-term viewer, first-time commenter, has added a lot to the chat. Really hope to see him again. Really, really interesting guy. Victoria, love you. Thanks for all your contributions in the chat as well. Caluso is just fucking amazing. Absolutely love this guy. Oh my God, did I miss one? Get a giant mirror behind you so we can see, so we can have a sneak peek of the view, you mean? That could work. That's a good suggestion. Thanks, Cluso. Sorry I missed that one at the time. Thank you again, Debbie. And then Kerry, the Pixie Pad on wheels, came in. Thank you, Kerry. Thank you, Michelle. Amazing. Thank you for all your contributions. Sugar is not just contributing in the chat, she is contributing to my life and the pussy stroking. Mickey Mouse showing he's so fine he blows my mind. And then John Juan Kenobi chucked 2 in, and so did Rachel, bless her. Rachel is obviously going through a process right now, so we're honoring Rachel's process. We're sending her lots of love, and even in that process, she still has a big enough heart to chuck in the 2 Thank you, Rachel. Thank you to everyone. Thank you for being part of the stream. Make sure you've liked it, please. I'll see you tomorrow, certainly in video form and probably in live form too. Lots of love.